It's the end. Welcome to Tuesday Night Cthulhu. If you're looking at us on your computer screen, take out a piece of masking tape and put it over Whiskey, Magic, and Destruction at the bottom of the template. That's just not right. Instead, prick your finger and in blood write Omega Files on that tape, because that's what we're doing here this evening. Welcome. We are running the game tonight using 7th edition Call of Cthulhu. Grab your flashlight, grab your parka, grab your flares and any source of fire you've got, and a Glock. You are going to need it because tonight is the end of the 4-part mega event that is Snowcrash. The team has made it good, long, and far. If you're watching us here on Twitch, please make sure to follow us. It's free and it helps support all Games Tavern shows. If you are catching us on YouTube, make sure to subscribe so that you won't miss us when these episodes get posted. And if you want to follow Omega Files and just keep up with us wherever life may take us, follow us on Facebook at The Omega Files. We are very friendly and we post a lot of weird stuff that'll entertain you and make you question humanity's sanity. So, before we begin the last episode tonight, let's go around with introductions. As always, I am David Quick. I am your keeper for tonight and part of this campaign for a good long time. Let's go to Jose.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jose. I am a fantasy artist working in the TTRPG industry. Tonight, I will be playing Jocko Burnside, who is a long-haul trucker out of Alameda, California. Square jaw, t-shirt, jean jackets, trucker hats, that sort of thing. Right now, he's wearing a parka. And he considers himself a reasonable man who's seen some unreasonable shit.
And still does.
And still does.
Sean.
Perfect. I'm Sean Krellin, otherwise known as Ego Von Hubris. I will be playing the part of Tom Jones. Not that Tom Jones, but close enough. Sort of like if Keith Richards and Klaus from Umbrella Academy got together and were a failed lounge act. I have now a fear of right hands and very little sanity. So let's see what tonight brings. It's going to be an adventure. It's going to be an adventure either way, but tonight things are going to get weird, and I can't wait.
It's going to translate well to concerts in the future, Tom, when people are putting their hands up and with their cigarette lighters.
I love this plan. Yes.
Hi, I'm Bill. Tonight I will be playing the part of Scraps, the hillbilly hobo. He unfortunately in a previous adventure lost most of his right leg below the knee. He wears a prosthetic that he has modified a little bit and still walks around with a crutch.
Alrighty. And last but certainly not least, Fen.
Hello, everyone. My name is Fen Bowman. I will be playing Dane Prastic, the non-binary Asian American paranormal investigator who works at the clickbait mega giant Rumble Snack.
Alrighty. And before we get into the story and the conclusion this evening, the Elder Gods, as usual, require that we provide you with a data feed of information that is critical to surviving tonight. So, Ego, take it away.
I got you covered. Please understand that we have a couple of content warnings that are in no particular order of importance. These content warnings include abuse, animal death, self-harm, suicide, gratuitous violence, needles, kidnapping, death, blood, mental illness, tentacles, mutilations, mutations, shrubberies, insects, birds, more blood, cats, dogs, drug use, chemicals and chemical usage, blood, radiation, lizards, firearms, The Walking Dead, blood, explosions, morgues, interrogations, clowns, sarcasm, arson, threatening mechanical implements, flying monsters, and, this time, snow. Also, the Omega Files livestream will feature several points in the broadcast where you decide part of the narrative. That's right, you get to use this prime feature to vote in the chat to determine an effect somewhere in tonight's show. It always keeps it weird, and it always gives us the unexpected, and it's down to you, so give us the weird.
Very much so. And our polls for the evening are already up. They're in chat. So if you are watching, please go out to chat and vote, because things are going to be happening tonight, and the nature of the story and what these poor adventurers, poor investigators will face will in large part be determined by some of your input on those polls. So last week we finished our trek across the wilderness towards relay station 13F. The team is hoping that this active relay station may give them a ticket home somehow or another. And as they have gotten to this point, they have faced some creatures in the woods, both externally and within them, that have prevented them a significant amount of problems. They ran into a mutated hand that attacked Tom Jones, and Dane woke up with a parasite of some sort inside him and literally cut his own stomach open and set fire to it in order to eliminate the threat. So it has been a rough hiking trip through the Yukon here, folks. And as we have gotten to the base of the mountain, we have found about a half dozen tents, which are occupied by Search and Rescue Division 4 Canadian forces. They have gone up the mountain right now, many of them in their vehicles, 2 Humvees and a deuce and a half truck. And as the team sits and begins making plans about what they're going to do, night is about an hour away. Darkness is about an hour away, and the team is whispering and talking and looking. And they hear behind them, "Hey, who are you guys? Hey?" And that's how we begin.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Who
Well,
are you guys?
I'm turning around immediately.
You see a guy standing there in this Search and Rescue Division 4 snow camouflage, much like what you're wearing, Jocko. And he's got a long rifle with a big scope propped over his shoulder. And as you turn around and he sees that you're not one of his, he immediately puts his hand on it and begins going for a sidearm. What are you going to do?
All right. Well, I've got my MP5 already strapped around me, so I'm going to go ahead and plug him 3 times.
All righty. Go ahead and make your attack rolls. Tom Jones,
Yes.
you will have an opportunity to act also.
I do. I think because, well, honestly, at this point, the faculties are slipping. I think the best probably course of action would be to. So I have an axe handle that has a bunch of nails in the end of it.
Yes, you do.
And I think I'm gonna go full Tusken Raider and just stand behind Jacko and just go, and just make really just weird noises and just posture with this thing.
So trying to distract him, basically.
Just put a little intimidation into that action, so that way they think we're all just completely unhinged. I think is yeah.
Alrighty, all right. Jocko, how'd you do on your attack
two
roll?
Two out of 3 hits.
Alrighty, he is going to try to dodge to see if he can dodge one of those.
I like it.
And he does. He actually kind of curls himself. And the first one misses him.
All right.
You can roll damage for the second one.
That's a D10?
Yes, it is. Oh, for an MP3? Yeah.
10.
Nice job.
Bada boom.
Yeah, that hits hard. And you see blood blossom on his jacket, on his parka. At this point, we have Scraps and him are going at the same time. So Scraps, he is pulling his weapon. What are you doing?
I'm throwing my knife at his arm.
Okay, make me a dex roll, Scraps, and let's see who goes faster. You're both at 45.
Oh, well, I got a 62.
He got a 71. So the long trek back in the cold must have made him a little slow. So
all right,
you get yours off a hair, just a half second earlier.
That's cocked. Oh, I miss. I mean,
okay.
Actually, no, you can't spend karma in combat. So
you cannot. That's correct.
So, all right, I'm done.
Right. So
it goes sailing past his head.
Alrighty, so his gun comes up and points at Jocko, and he fires. He misses Tom Jones, It literally hits your axe handle and splinters the end of it.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yep.
And lastly, Dane, all this has happened very quickly. What are you going to do?
Dane is like severely injured.
You are badly injured.
Yes.
And I think we assessed
I
that,
think
I think we assessed that you're like at half of everything physical because of having cut yourself open and set fire to yourself.
yeah, I'd buy that. So I think is Scrap standing nearby?
I'm right beside of you, buddy.
All of you were huddled there
Okay,
talking.
I'm
Yes.
gonna turn to Scraps and I'm gonna say, Scraps, buddy, I need you to swap jackets with me real quick.
Scraps is in
Because
the
I
middle
have
of
the
a
rest.
fight.
Well, Scraps has just thrown a knife, and
Yes.
so he's still standing right there, though.
Yeah. So you are
Yeah.
you are pleading with him to give you his jacket.
I'm asking him to just swap jackets with me.
Okay. So
Um,
he can't
Because
do
then
that.
I will have the full appearance of one of these guards.
Gotcha. He can't do that till next set of actions. But
Okay.
you have made the request. You want to do anything else,
and
Dane?
I'm just trying to be on the lookout, honestly. Yeah, no, because the knife I have also has a broken tip, so even if I threw it, I'd probably not hit him that hard.
That's fair. Alrighty. So Jocko, you've hit him once. He has fired and it went past you. You're not sure if it hit Tom Jones. What are you going to do?
Adrenaline's going at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up another 3 shots at him.
Fire away.
Let's see here. First one's a miss. Second one is a 02. That's a hit. And third one is a 29. Also a hit.
So the O2 is really nice. Unfortunately, he dodges it.
Oh, bastard. All right.
But the third one does hit.
All right. And that is for 8 points.
Alrighty. And you drill him in the head this time, and he literally falls back into the snow with a stupid expression on his face. 'Cause he
And that's-
can't believe that this group killed him.
And that's for Jean-Pierre. You son of a
Fair enough.
trapper.
So he's fully outfitted. He's got all the gear that we've talked about previously. It's one more set. And he's got a very nice sniper rifle
Mm.
in addition to a sidearm.
Who looks like it might fit?
The gear,
Yeah, who seems to be
Um,
at the correct size?
he is a 70 size. So he's a big person.
Hey, Scraps.
Yeah, Scraps could. Tom Jones could. Dane could. I mean, it's going to be a little baggy on anybody except Jocko. And Jocko, it's going to be really, really tight on. So
Well,
So
Dane was just asking for yeah.
What side of the jacket is this blood stain on?
it hit him on the right side, opposite the heart.
Okay. Yeah, I'll use his jacket.
Okay.
Uh,
So anybody taking his pants?
Well, if nobody else wants it, I need a replacement.
Yeah, go for
Oh
it.
yeah, you got to ditch yours.
How's Biff doing? He's still
Biff seems like he's still kind of okay. I mean, he is like, you've noticed as he's been moving behind you, he's like stripping off things like thermal underwear and stuff from them and flannel shirts under their jackets, and he's been layering as he goes.
That's smart.
And if
Good
you look
man.
at him, you go, well, layering's a better choice.
Yep.
He says it as a matter of factly as he can.
good man, Biff. I knew I liked you.
Good point.
At
Andy,
this
you all
point, I'm-
good with the rifle?
Not particularly.
I do all right. Might be.
Biff says he can take the rifle if you want. He's never used one that big. It's really fancy, but he shot a lot with a 30-06.
Oh, that's more than nothing.
It's all you, Biff.
Biff sounds like you're a sniper guy.
No, I've hunted squirrel and some birds,
Yep.
deer once, but that was Dad made me eat it, and I wasn't all into that. So
Appreciate that story, Biff.
I'm
I'm
more
gonna
of a
look. I'm looking in the direction of the tents, just making sure that we are
Yeah.
still not.
well, Jocko, since you're the one who used a weapon, you get to make the luck roll.
All right. Sweet. He's been doing all right. And 80 out of 85 or
Ooh.
whatever it is now. I don't know.
So somebody comes out of one of the tents like they've heard something and looks around. What are y'all gonna do?
Stay down, get down.
down.
Okay, everybody kind of get down.
I think I'm gonna try to do my usual just no bones crumple.
Dane, Biff will try to help you down on the ground quickly.
Yeah.
Like give you some support because I mean he can what you did was pretty epic. I mean, even the Eagle Scouts are impressed by cutting yourself open and setting fire to yourself. That's some hardcore survival.
I mean, things that will make Bear Grylls.
Like the next time that he's out with a group surviving the Yukon, you're going to be the story he probably tells.
Good.
Things that make Bear Grylls go, damn! Like,
yeah. But anyway, yeah, so he doesn't, the person looking doesn't see you. And they go back into the tent. So you think maybe the noise was enough to catch somebody's attention, but not enough to clearly catch their attention where they were sure.
They got other things to worry about.
All right.
Anybody
gonna
going to take any of
retrieve-
the other? So I need to ask a question. Anybody going to take any of the other equipment? And also, are you leaving the body here?
Just sort of. Is there a snowdrift anywhere nearby? We can...
You walk 30 or 40 feet, you can find one.
Sure, away from the camp,
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
throw them in
Yeah.
between some trees with the snowdrift or something.
Okay, that makes
Two
sense.
things. First, I'm going to retrieve my knife that I threw away, and I'm going to give this gentleman's knife to Dane. Say, here, this one will have a better tip than what you got.
Oh,
This-
thank you very much, Scraps.
So he had
Hopefully not good at this.
he had a knife, he had the long rifle, and he had a sidearm. Yes, as far as
Yes.
weapons. Okay.
That's correct.
Yeah. I'll grab his sidearm also.
Okay. And then he's also got the 50 feet of rope and all the other stuff I've listed before. The first aid kit, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Rations.
Okay, there we go. Now we're talking
Yeah.
food.
You may want some food.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys, what do we want to do?
So I was thinking we can try and kind of put everyone who looks like or like who's in full guard outfit on kind of like an outside of our group and try and sort of like walk in a formation towards are there any vehicles left?
There are no vehicles. All three went to the top, went up the road around the mountain and up towards the top of the mountain. They took a bunch of people with them.
There's something happening up there.
Yeah.
They said they found the
So
queen.
in that
That's
case,
what they
then our
said.
best option would be to try and walk towards the road or something at least.
One
Sure would
thing
love one
I'm
of those
think-
vehicles.
Well, one thing I'm thinking about is that fancy dressed lady we saw.
The boss lady, she's still in that tent.
Yeah. Now there might be some
In
information
the
that
Yeti patch.
there might be some information in that tent that headquarters might be interested in,
True
or at
enough.
least give us an idea what the hell is actually going on around here.
Hey, there might be communications in that tent if she's spending any time in there.
Ooh, I didn't think about that.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, she kind of has probably some way to at least contact whoever her home.
So
base
the
is.
person that we saw, was that a guard? Was that like a unit member?
It was definitely dressed in the white camouflage that you are wearing. So it would appear to be a regular soldier, however regular these soldiers are.
Sure. Sure. And they came out of the same tent that we saw her go into?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It appears so that tent is a little bigger, and you're guessing it is probably their CNC tent, and that the rest are probably where people are sleeping when they're sleeping.
Do we want to make our way into that big tent, or do we want to make our way up the hill?
I think we ought to check out that tent first.
All right, let's do it.
I think if we're gonna do it, this is our only chance, so we might as well.
Dane, you look like you got injured back there when one of those bugs came and tried to maul us. And we barely made it back to camp. Why don't you sling yourself around me here, and we'll just make our way in that direction.
Yeah.
Who's monitoring radios? I think Dane's on channel 3 and Jocko's on channel 1, right?
Yep.
Oh, that reminds me, I'm gonna grab this guy's radio and put it on channel 2.
Okay. And is somebody else going to monitor that one, or are you going to try to monitor both, Dane?
I'll mostly monitor both since I'm pretty useless otherwise currently.
Okay, fair enough. So Dane, on channel 3, you hear a message that is, we need backup support right now on grid 22. We have a full out attack. We've lost 3 men. And the response back is, we're responding. Be there in 10 minutes.
Hey, let's hold back. Let's hold right here. See what happens. See if there's any commotion in the camp.
Yeah, you wait, and about 3 minutes later, you see the vehicles come rolling back down the mountain very fast with a sense of urgency. And they stop. You see a bunch of people getting out of the command and control tent and getting into those vehicles also. There appear to be some spots available in the vehicles that there weren't when they were going up. So that might imply that some people were left at the top. And all 3 of the vehicles, the 2 Humvees, take off like bats out of hell, and the truck takes off behind them as quickly as it can. It's not keeping up, but it's trying to.
And they're going down the road away from the mountain.
They are going away from you. They appear to be heading south on the road that comes into this area,
Right.
As quickly as they can go. The Humvees really are making time.
How many people
And
came
you
out of
did
that?
s- I was going to say, you did see the woman that is dressed not like the others get into
Yeah.
one of the Humvees.
Oh, so it looks like everybody left that tent, or mostly everybody.
A bunch of people.
Bunch of people left that tent.
Yeah.
Like max capacity, like 10 people left that tent.
Well, you never knew how many were in there.
Yeah.
But you saw an additional 5 leave.
So they went away from the mountain.
That is
Correct.
correct. They have sent most of their forces out to grid 22, wherever that is.
All right. Well, they're at grid 22. This is our chance. Either go to that tent, see what's inside, or make our way up the mountain since they're no longer up there.
I say
What do you
let's
say?
I
hit
feel
that
like our
tent.
best bet is to try and stealthily approach the tent and send Jocko in first, since he at least looks like he belongs there. So that he'll kind of get the jump on somebody if we got to then get the jump on somebody.
That SOB that came across us, he seemed to recognize that who I wasn't pretty quickly. I'm guessing this unit's kind of tight. But who knows?
I think that's fair, Jocko. I mean, there are truck stops that you can go into here and there throughout the country where you know everybody that works there,
Yeah.
and vice versa. And if a group is working together over an extended period of time, you would guess that your assessment is correct.
All right, I'm gonna put my parka hood up and tight as I go in that direction. Biff, find a nice
Yeah.
place and cover me if you would.
With this thing,
Well, unless you got a better idea.
he's got a sidearm. He's picked up one of the pistols as y'all have gone.
All right, you want to come with?
Oh yeah, absolutely. This thing, that ain't the kind of fight this thing needs to be in.
All right then.
In fact, he leans it up against a tree and looks at all of you and says, "Don't forget which tree this is. We'll come back for this."
All right then.
Yeah, but he's following behind you and to your right so that he's got a field of fire and view beyond you without you being in the way.
Who
So-
else has MP3? No.
We've
Has
picked
any-
up.
I thought we've
I don't know
had
if-
two. Yeah,
I don't know if
Scott?
anybody else took one. I'm
Oh,
not sure.
Well, then,
Yeah.
then I would have taken both because I'm not leaving.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
then hand one of them to me. Then
There you go.
I'm not much on shooting these damn things, but
Well, you
What
don't
the
shoot the
hell?
thing, but you shoot them. Don't shoot that thing. All right, let's go.
Yeah,
Move
that's
out.
what Biff looks at you, scratching. He goes, "It's easy. You just pointed at the wrong people and pulled the trigger."
There you go. There you go.
I'm more of a bow hunter myself. Sorry.
Make sure this little right here. Just click the safety off. There you go. Sure that's off. All right.
If it makes it easier, just go twang when you pull the trigger.
There you go. I prefer pew pew, but you know. All right. Walk. Basically, the approach is I'm going up towards the tent with my hood up, looking like I'm. If somebody happens to come out, I'll pretend like I'm injured, explaining the blood that I've already got on me. And I just want to make my way into the tent, get a quick feel of what's going on, and then basically, as soon as I see that they might, assess the situation if it's not out of control, have everybody reach for the sky.
Okay. Are you going for getting there stealthily, or are you going for getting there quickly, Jocko? I need you to make a decision. Or are you trying to balance the two?
Try to balance it too. I think the stealth is the apparel, and the fact that I'm sort of got my head covered, so they'll just see one of their uniforms right off. They won't see my face necessarily. And then when I get to the entrance of the tent, at that point, the stealth will be gone.
Okay, so you're going to have a moment if you go through the tent where you're in there and the other two people are not. You're Scraps and
Sure.
Biff, and I need to know are you just going to try to assess it and go from there, or you got a plan of
Yeah.
action already in mind?
I'll give them a high sign, and that'll just be a whistle. I'll just whistle.
Okay.
If I want the cavalry to storm in, I'll whistle.
Okay. You go through the flap of the tent. As you do, obviously wind and snow burst into the tent. You see two people sitting on stools, like short stools, backless chairs for after a fashion, on a radio, and one of them's got like charts next to him on a table. The person on the radio is a woman. The person with the charts is a man, and he's talking to her. And as the wind bursts through, they both turn and they go, "Close the flap. Who the hell are you?" And begin moving for something at their side.
All right. God damn it. All right. Jocko goes ahead and whistles. I mean, I would imagine gunfire probably doubles for a whistle pretty well at this point. Do I see the lady? Oh, she left, right? She left.
She left.
Yeah, the lady in black is not here.
All right. Blam blam.
All right.
Go ahead and
Are
shoot.
you distributing your fire, or are you focusing it all on one of the people?
They both seem to be reaching for sidearms, yeah?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Is there any cover nearby?
For you,
Desk or...
Sure. There's a big old crate that looks like that's probably where they're keeping rations. Their rations.
Sure.
And
All right.
it's open, but it's still half full of food. Right? There's
Okay.
there's all these packages of food.
I'll sort of, as I shoot, I'll three things. I'm whistling, I'm moving to get behind that crate, and I'm firing at them.
Alrighty. So the move and the fire, I'm going to say you can only get 2 shots off because of the move. Okay.
Sure.
The whistle's free. That doesn't. Yeah. There's nothing to that. So are you distributing the 2 shots, or are you going all for one person?
I'll go for one of the people.
Okay. The woman or the man?
The man.
Okay. Go ahead. Make your attack.
All right. 25 for the first shot.
That sounds good.
45 for the second. And that is not good. And then 36 for the last one. All right. That looks like 2 hits again.
So you only got 2 shots, remember?
Oh, yes. Okay, sorry.
the
Then
third
one
one.
hit.
And so the man, as you're shooting at him, tries to dodge, but he and the woman are so close that they're in each other's way, so they can't really dodge as he normally would, and so that will hit. Make
Okay.
me a damage roll, please.
Damage is a 9.
Very nice.
Rolling well.
And so he comes up with his pistol, and she comes out with her pistol, and they they split apart and begin moving around the crate, trying to get a line of sight on you. And they're only going to get one attack because they had to move just like you did.
Fair enough.
So she will get a hit. Do you want to try to dodge it?
Oh, yes, please.
Okay. Make your dodge roll.
All right. That's a 57, which is a dodge for me.
All right.
Out of a 75.
So yeah, so you scoot back as her bullet strikes the snow in the ground in front of you, and unfortunately you expose yourself to him on the other side of the chest.
I know.
He then gets a 35 to hit you, and will do some damage.
Okay.
He does 6 points of damage,
Got it.
and so you take a painful hot wound to your right near your scapula. Is that your scapula? Is that what that's called?
Scapula, yeah.
Shoulder blade.
Mhm.
I need an anatomy class.
Getting all medical on us.
I know it. And so so that burns bad, Jocko.
Oh.
Outside, Scraps and Biff hear the gunfire has started inside, and you heard the whistle, and then the gunfire was almost instantaneous. Scraps, Biff is looking to you to see what you're going to do. Now, I'm not saying he's not doing anything. I'm just saying he is looking to your lead because you clearly are part of this group.
You take the left, I'll go right.
Gotcha. And he moves very quickly through the flap. How about you, Scraps? Are you going in?
I'm taking this right hand flap, going in and putting down some fire.
Alrighty. So you go in, you see Jocko hunched behind a large crate, and standing not 7 or 8 feet from him is a man holding a gun out, pointed at him, dressed in the same snow gear that y'all are dressed in, and that would appear to be your target on that side of the room.
All right. Now I'm not going to be holding this rifle two-handed, so it's only going to be. Is that going to elicit any sort of disadvantage on the fire?
No.
All right. One shot, 2.
You may take 2.
All right. The first one misses,
Okay.
and so does the second one.
Alrighty. Bam, bam. You put 2, and he kind of is ducking and moving because now he's got yet another threat on him. Biff comes in on your left, and if you glance over real quick, you can see there's a woman standing there also in firing position who glances up at Biff with wide eyes. She wasn't expecting any other hostiles. And Biff gets a 99 and will now make a luck roll.
Yeah. Yep. Always a good time when.
And who's got the terrible luck in this group? Is it Dane? Oh, Tom.
Hi.
Tom and Biff once said a word to each other, and it rubbed off.
Perfect. Yeah, I glanced in his direction and he immediately lost poor sanity. Like
Biff's weapon jams. His pistol actually jams, and he's hitting it, going, "Damn it! God damn it! Cheap Chinese pistols."
I mean, yeah.
Dane, you were outside, and Tom, you were outside. You hear the gunfire. Is there anything you're planning to do, or are you just letting these other people move in and take care of this? Which is fine. I just have to ask.
I think Tom would probably look in to see what the commotion is and see everybody sort of with guns drawn, and since the majority of people are right-handed, I will probably screech in the doorway and then immediately duck back out and throw myself into a snowbank, like a nearby snowbank, and just it's more of a full body recoil than anything else.
Okay. And Dane, you're still monitoring, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's fair and that's valuable. So we get to Jocko again. Jocko, you have the drop on these people.
All right.
Behind the crate, you're wounded. The back of your shoulder is burning hot.
Well,
from-
that was the guy, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to focus fire on him. He seems to have a better beat on me now, so.
Okay. Well, he's got a better angle on you for sure.
Right.
Because you dodged out of hers.
All right. 14 is a... Can I do a 3-round burst at this point? Or?
With a hand, yeah, with an MP3 you can, yes.
Yeah.
He attempts to dodge and misses. the
Okay.
dodge.
Okay. Second shot is a complete whiff, and the last shot is a hit. All right.
So he was not able to dodge, so you get two hits on him.
2 hits. All right. Let's see. Looks like a 4 and a 1 on the damage.
Alrighty. So where are you going? Center mass, or are you trying anything fancy?
Nothing fancy.
In a gunfight, just hit what you can hit.
This is the you see, Jocko seems to have probably shot one of these before. He's very familiar with the weapon for some reason, but he doesn't seem well trained at all. And
Okay.
he's sort of like,
It's the way most people fire submachine guns.
yeah. So it's sort of just adrenaline center mass.
So you managed to hit him twice right in the chest area, and he flies back and hits the snow and stops moving.
All right.
And you can see blossoming red on his jacket.
I know how it feels.
We are to her, and she has Biff in front of her and Jocko. Biff has he's bitching about his weapon. Jocko is killing people. So Jocko, I hate to say it, you are the target.
Unfortunately, a bigger threat.
I mean, it makes sense.
yeah.
So would you like to attempt to dodge?
Yes, please.
Alrighty.
68, which makes it under my dodge.
Alrighty. Her first was coming right at your head, and you managed to dodge, and it hits the crate. Her second is another 99. This is
Nice.
unbelievable. Okay, so her luck roll. Her weapon also jams.
This is how Jocko has made it this long in life.
Unbelievable. And so she drops the pistol and begins going for a knife. We are to Biff. Biff sees that she's not firing and throws his pistol at her as like a rock.
Suddenly a John Woo film.
And Biff is a good thrower.
Yes. I knew I liked him.
Dane, will you please roll me a D3 and a D4 and tell me what you get together, because that is going to be Biff's damage with this thrown metal rock.
Got lots of angles on it. It's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a 2 on the D3 and a 4 on the D4.
All right, so
Nice.
6 points of damage. He hits her right up near the collarbone, and she shrieks. He may have broken her collarbone.
Nice.
He threw it so hard. Scraps, you're up.
He just looks at the damn rifle and says, "The hell with this," and just flips it around and grabs it by the barrel end and uses like a club and just hits her.
Okay.
Steps
All right.
forward and just
Make it and move me a club attack.
can we call it a brawl?
Alas, it's actually a club. There is
The
an
weapon,
actual
yeah.
club. It's
Is there an-
25%. 25% is your base club skill.
Oh hell, I should have just used my damn knife then. Oh, you rolled an 06.
Perfect.
Nice.
It's a D6 plus your damage bonus.
All right. Five total.
Nice. Yeah, she doubles over when you hit her and pops back up, and you can see she's kind of crying from the pain. You made her eyes water. She's not actually crying. It's just her eyes water from probably actually what Biff did to her. Now you're
Probably.
really beginning to think it's a broken collarbone. Tom, anything?
I mean, probably hesitantly would try to duck in, and just there would be a lot of like, okay, you got this, no, nope, okay. And so there's a lot of him trying to give himself the run up to be brave enough to actually go in, but
Okay.
probably not yet.
Okay, fair. And Dane, you continue to listen for chatter on the radio. Yep. Okay. Jocko, you're up.
All right. What's her state at this point?
She looks bad. I mean, she's been hitting the collarbone, and then Scraps came in and smacked her upside the head with his MP3. So she's definitely hurting. And
Her gun's jammed.
And
she was
disarmed. She's got a knife in her hand now, but she doesn't have the gun.
Right. All right. I'm just gonna point the rifle at her basically, and tell her you might want to reach for the sky at this point. You're outgunned. You're outnumbered.
Have you got anything socially that would add credence to that?
He's got a pretty decent fast talk. Doesn't really have intimidate. He's got 25
Okay.
intimidate.
All right, make me a fast talk.
Okay.
That's not as good as intimidate, but
Sure. 49 out of 60.
nice. You can see her in her eyes that she's thinking things through very quickly. And she
Pointed
drops.
harder. I pointed harder.
She drops the knife and puts her hands up like this.
All right.
Aggressively pointing.
I got. I continue aggressively pointing and look over at Scraps.
First in saying, "We're here to help."
Perfect.
Where's Tom? Is he making yellow snow cones out there? Get him in here.
I mean,
No, he's here too. Look, and I just drag him in.
It's all right. The dying's over, Tom. All right. Scraps, do you mind finding something to tie this?
That's what I was about to look for. Is there any like cable?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
I'll just look for anything like a phone wire type kind of cable and just
Yeah, you can
tying her
pull
up.
some. Yeah, you can pull some random cables.
Oh, we
Out of
got
the
that
equipment and
50 feet of
stuff.
rope from the guy, didn't we?
You do have
we have.
I think you've got 4 50-foot lengths of rope. Right
Yes,
now.
we do. We
was
got
gonna say-
We got plenty of rope. We'll
Oh.
get some of this rope finally.
I'll reach into a pocket. I've got a fistful of that like copper wire that we found in the other shop. I'm just like, will this help? It's like it's just strips of wire. It's
Yeah. A bunch of really short ones too. Not even.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were all
No, yeah.
like an inch long.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a fistful of them. I'm like, I'm helping. Why are you saying?
maybe keep an eye out
We'll tie our pinkies together.
to the entrance.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we tie her up real good.
Yeah.
No problem.
Well,
All right.
let's take a look around here to see what sort of are there any documents?
What you see here are they've got some maps of this area. A big map of the area, and you can see all the grids that they're working with. He actually had folded it over several times to get it down to a manageable size. You can see that this facility appears to be in the middle of this wilderness, and it is actually a national park. It's a park.
All right.
You see a bunch of supporting documents. These appear to be biological reports and analyses from an organization called Yeti, which is again the Yukon Extraterrestrial Initiative. And you see some communiques from their HQ that basically say this is now a burn zone. They need to get rid of everything alive in the zone. And if you read through, is anybody going to take time to read through the communiques, or because this is kind of an urgent situation, right? You're in a tent. You never know when people are coming back. So how much time are you going to take?
I think right
So
now it's more
I
of a,
wanted.
Sorry, repeat that.
I
Repeat
was
that,
thinking
Scraps.
I would like.
Wait,
Go
repeat
for it,
that,
Scraps.
Scraps.
I think we ought to just kind of skim through it and just pack it up for transport.
Okay, Dane, what were you saying?
I wanted to see if. Okay, so you said there's radios in this tent. Yeah.
There is a big radio console in the tent.
Would Dane be able to reach either the real search and rescue or the home office through this radio?
You can try.
I like it.
We got a
Yeah.
frequency. We got a channel for home office.
Always listening. I don't know.
Can I make some? I guess I would make what?
So you're gonna roll over to the radio console and try to get it going so that you can make a call for help.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me what your thinking is, Dane, as to how you would get in touch with the home office via a radio. Tell me what the logical underpinnings are there.
I didn't know if there's like an emergency frequency that
They've never given you one.
because they knew the information about search and rescue, if they've never given.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking of not necessarily just home office, if like real help would
Okay.
also be
Who would
you know.
qualify as real help from your perspective?
Just in this context, I would assume that most likely my best option would be to try and remember the frequency, if there's a frequency for like the search and rescue like home base. That
Okay,
is not
here in Canada.
clearly whatever it is.
Here in Canada.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Where
are you
the other three divisions that are supposed to exist are.
Yes. Are you a Canadian, Dane?
I'm not Canadian, but I have done investigative research that has led me to I knew the information already about search and rescue in Canada, so
Okay.
and I'm also outdoorsy, so my assumption is that
Okay.
in whatever that same time I was.
Make me a luck roll.
Yes. Oh, that's an 11.
That's good. Yeah. So you don't really know how to do this by radio, but you do know their phone number. And so if you can either get the phone number out to someone by radio or interface the radio somehow into a phone, maybe you could conceivably do that.
Look at the lady or look around and look at her. Did they have anything on them other than their weapons?
She's wearing a full kit. Oh no, that's not true. Her harness would be on, off, and over in the corner. So she wouldn't have like her first aid kit or rope or backpack, stuff like that.
Do a quick look around. I'm looking for a satellite phone. Do they have satellite phones here?
They do not carry sat phones, no.
Okay. All right, lady. What's up what's up that mountain?
She looks at you and she says, I guess there's no harm telling you because you're not getting out of here.
I've heard that before.
It's some form of alien life, we think. Either that or it's some sort of mutated terrestrial life here. We're not sure. But it's very deadly. It's viral.
Now here's the question. Where did your friends go to when they headed south?
Section 22, right there in the map.
She looks over at Jocko and goes, yes. Firefight broke out. They were requested aid. And at that moment, as Dane, as you're sitting there looking at the radio, trying to kind of figure it out, it squawks to life and you kind of jump back because it surprises you. But it goes, we're returning to base. Firefight completed, organism neutralized, and burned.
I would like to reference the grid in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
What is like the grid area that is maybe furthest from us in this folded spot that I can see?
So it'd be 1, 15, 60, and like 45.
Okay. I'm going to hop on the radio and say urgent units are needed in grid 45. Bogies have been engaged and need to be neutralized.
As you are trying to use the radio, it does not work. and there's a dialogue that comes up on the radio because it's like a computer type interface, and it says, "Provide access code for outgoing transmission."
Point aggressively towards the lady. What's the access code?
She looks at you and goes,
Take a shot right next to her knee.
she jerks, but she says, "I'm not going to tell you because
I am gonna
death
lift
is
up my
better than what I'll
shirt
get if I
and
tell
tell
you."
this.
What'd you say,
I'm
Dane?
gonna lift up my shirt, show her my gnarly stomach scar that I'm fixing to have, and say,
She
I would like to
cringes.
use a psychology or intimidation check to say, I'll tell you what, lady, you give me the access code or I give you one of these to match.
She go ahead and make your intimidation check.
While all of this is going on, Scraps reaches over and rips open one of the MREs, hands it to Tom, and proceeds to rip open one for himself. And it's like, might as well eat up.
I rolled a
Oh.
15 out of 35.
Okay, Tom. it's
I used my
Salisbury
left hand.
steak.
Tom will see the Salisbury steak and like a scene from like What Dreams May Come or something. It's like seeing God, like he just weeps. And not like a racked with sobs, but like it's so beautiful, and just will just go to eat it with his hands, then feel like it's inappropriate, and then go again, and then realize it's his right hand, and then immediately switch to his left. And yeah, it's just cold or not. He's just gonna kind of. I wouldn't say at this point that he even eats it. He just kind of rubs it against his mouth.
Okay.
Just emotionally.
Yeah, just pain to just be like, it's been so long. I do want to take like if there's any like mashed potatoes, I do want to take like a half portion of mashed potatoes and kind of wrap them in a little saran wrap and shove them into a pocket.
So the way MREs come, typically everything's individually packaged. So you can easily squeeze half the mashed potatoes out, eat them, and just fold the thing over and hold on to it for later.
Perfect. That is exactly what I would like to do.
Dane, you make the intimidating move towards this person, and she looks at you and turns her head. You can see Jocko, because you're right there with her, that it really grosses her out. Whatever, you're not sure what she thinks was done to Dane's stomach, but it's bad. And she out of the corner of her mouth, she says, 10 Tango, 38 Foxtrot.
Thank you. And I go back to the radio and I send out my message.
Okay, you enter the access code. It allows you access. What is your message?
What did I say? All units. We've got it in.
You hear the engines of Humvees coming towards the camp.
Okay, I said all units. There is a breach on grid 45. Oh, you are needed immediately for fire support.
They are still coming towards the camp. What y'all gonna do?
I'm making my way to the back of the tent. Just gonna cut myself a little exit and go off into the woods back there.
Okay. Alrighty.
I think we should.
So the back of that tent will let you creep basically through the encampment towards the mountain if you want to. I mean, I don't know if that's where you want to go, but that is where the back of the tent will go.
Yep. I think we don't know what's up there, but we need to make our way up there since might be transport.
Alrighty. Is everybody else with him?
Yep. I'm gonna grab a couple more MREs and stuff in my pockets.
Biff puts a hand on Jocko's shoulder and looks at you real closely, Jocko, and then looks back at the woman and just kind of shakes his head.
I hand him an MP5, MP3 if he wants it. Since we've got two of them, I believe, and
So who had the other one? It was Scraps.
Yeah,
oh,
Yeah.
sorry, Scraps had it.
all right. Actually, I'm gonna hand the MP3 to Biff, and I'll take one of the handguns.
Yeah, he'll pull the handgun off of the guy that got killed and check it to see if it's still working. And he hands it to you, Scraps, and goes, "Here, it's great for now." Chinese shit.
It's a little bit easier to use while I'm using on this crutch
No
than a
problem.
rifle.
Understood. Anyway, he turns and puts a round into the woman, and she slumps to the ground.
Hey, let's get the hell out of Dodge.
You can see that he is approaching a mental place, Jocko, you probably don't want him to be in. Like he's almost becoming like, I don't care about any of this anymore. I'm just, I'll kill
There's-
anything in my way.
I mean, just to throw it out there is transportation returning.
Yeah,
If
but
we want to let him just like work out some of his aggression about it.
He says they've got 50 cows. We wouldn't last a second.
yeah, no, we're outnumbered, outgunned if they come up and we try to assault them. So let's get out of here.
Alrighty, he follows you for sure. Everybody else following Jocko out the back of the tent?
Oh yeah.
Alrighty. And you can see the headlights because it's now very early evening, but you don't have much light left, and you can see the headlights of the vehicles probably a quarter mile down the road, moving quick. I need to ask y'all, you've got a layout of the mountain, the big layout of the mountain, the high level view. The encampment are the little, I think they're labeled on that chart, they are labeled with the C.
Yep.
And the command tent is the one with the plus on it. So I know that y'all are heading kind of towards the mountain, but what do you want to do?
We want to head towards D.
Okay.
Make our way up that way.
All right. So you're basically heading
if
west.
somebody wants
don't-
wants to lift me up the mountain.
Yeah, listen, we've got a one-legged man and an injured person here.
That's true.
I don't think climbing up the side of this thing is in our books.
Do we want to find a place to hold out till it's dark?
Yeah, we could. You said we're only like what, half an hour out from.
No, you're now in early evening, so you don't have much light left at all.
Okay. Yeah. Do we want to just kind of hide in the like trees until it's fully dark, so we can at least proceed up the road?
I think that sounds like a great plan.
Yeah.
So where are you hiding?
So we'll go in the direction, I think, of the mountain, but sort of skirt the base of it and try to find a good place to hide. Ideally, try to get to a place, if there is anything like that, that'd be hard to obscure our footprints, basically, because we're trudging out the back of this tent through snow. So somewhere where we can obscure some rocks or creek or something like that.
Yeah, certainly if you get up near the base of the mountain, you've got a better chance to do that.
Yeah,
That's
so
what I call it.
let's go
Yeah.
do that.
Mm-hmm.
So you do that. The vehicles park. You can see people getting out of the vehicles. About 20 minutes behind the two Humvees, the big truck comes rolling in, and a bunch of people get off the big truck, and they all go into. Most of them go into the command control tent, but several go into other tents. The Humvees are fired up, and people get back into them within about 10 minutes and head back out, but the truck is still there. There are also many people in the camp right now, but they're not out because it's night. Snow has picked up again, and it's not a pleasant night to be out. You haven't seen a big hullabaloo about the fact that there were 2 dead bodies in the tent, but you're sure that they are aware of that. And just about the time that you're thinking about it, you do see big flashlight beams at the back of the tent looking in the snow, and several figures begin moving in your direction, following your tracks.
That's what I suspected.
Do we want to loop around to that truck?
You mean the big.
could do some kind of like a misleading trail, have them follow our footsteps and then try and lead them in the wrong direction and come back.
Yeah, we could just circle around as they're following our tracks. We circle around and come up to that truck.
Yeah.
That's one plan. Do I think that there's any possibility that we could obscure our tracks enough that they wouldn't be able to follow us?
If you're moving along the edge of the mountain, probably. If you're moving through deep snow, unless like two of you are going to grab like pine boughs or something and drag them behind you, that'd be hard. The dragging of the pine would work at night pretty well because there's not a lot of light. During the day, that's harder, but at night it works pretty well.
What do we say?
I vote for looping around.
All right, I'll stay behind, and I'm going to move slow anyways. I'll do the dragon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're going to go for that. All righty. Anybody going to help him?
I think we need to make our way up to at least the base of the mountain where we can hide our footprints. I don't think we're going to outrun them.
To the base of the mountain, then we don't need to worry about the pine bough, right?
Exactly. I'd be afraid that if we start trying to cover our footprints, they're going to catch up to us because we're not exactly moving at full speed,
Yep, I was going to say.
All right.
So
are we going to go up or are we going to go for the truck?
I think we need to go up a little bit.
I was imagining we go up and then we loop around and come back.
I think maybe we hold out somewhere safe and hopefully get passed up by that search team.
All right.
So you're hoping they bypass you.
Exactly. Right. Hoping that we get to a place where we can obscure our footprints. They have nothing more to go on and they pass us up.
Okay.
Well, I'll use my survival woodlands to try to do what I can to cover up for us.
All right. Make me that survival roll, Scraps. Scraps is the only
20.
one-legged ranger I've ever seen.
Hey, I got a 27. That's a success.
Sweet.
Alrighty. So yeah, you do a good job, and at night they will bypass you at least for a while. I mean, you're not sure whether they might not come back, but right now they've moved past your position, so you've got maybe an opportunity to do something. What are you going to do?
You said the two Humvees took off again.
That's correct.
Yep.
You've got the deuce and a half truck sitting there, not being used, not even being guarded right now because the weather's picked up. It's gotten snowy again.
All right.
Well, we can either take our chances in that truck, but we already know they got a toll booth.
Do we want to?
I mean, we got to make it up the mountain either way.
Do we? What's up there? Other than
where else?
What do we know is up there? Anything? Do we see like a communication tower? We know there's a helipad.
Are you moving while you're talking?
Sure.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Slowly.
Yep.
Moving at one-legged pace.
Okay.
There.
Oh, I got 1.5 legs. I got my prosthetic.
That's right.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Count it. I like it.
Yeah. We're when we first saw this place and saw the map and looked up the mountain, what did we see up there other than the helipad? Was there a
you definitely
satellite?
you definitely see that radio tower at the top with the red light on it, similar to the first one that you went looking for.
And we know that one's operational. We would imagine
that's what the paperwork said back at the other radio shack. Sure. Yes.
Yeah, our option is pretty much either we go up to the top of the mountain and try and radio for help, or we get in one of these cars and try and leave.
But also, isn't that where they said they ran into the big bug?
Yeah, the queen or whatever is at the top of the mountain.
Oh,
well, let's not pay her a visit.
But we might
Dane's gonna just start heading towards that truck.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Truck
Yeah.
seems
Okay,
Dane
so
takes off towards the truck.
I think all paths at this point are leading to the truck. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Now, where you're driving is still in debate, and that's why I'm letting y'all have this conversation as you're moving.
Right.
Sure.
Thankfully, it's snowing, and so your voices are suppressed by the snowfall and the snow. So you can have this conversation about where you want to go. Feel free to do that. I'm presuming that you're going to get to the truck.
Let's
at
get
this
to that
point.
truck. Let's
Yeah.
get up that mountain.
Yep.
Thank you. Alrighty. So you get in the truck. Who's driving?
I'm driving.
Truck
Alrighty,
driver's driving.
that makes sense.
Driver's driving.
So Jocko, there are no keys in the truck.
No, not a problem.
Do you have mechanical repair?
I do have mechanical repair.
Alrighty, make me that roll.
All right.
To hotwire the vehicle.
Yes. Let's see. 46. I got a 50.
Nice. Yeah, so you get it to turn, and it comes like with that big
All
old
right.
diesel engine.
Yeah.
Good thing it's so quiet.
It's not.
6.8 on the Richter scale. Let's get going. Come on. Move.
I assume everybody's in before you hotwired it because you don't want
Yeah.
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 this group. You don't want them
Yeah.
having to move quickly with a moving vehicle.
Right.
Before
I did that though, I would have checked the visors.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah, good call, though. Very good call.
Yep.
So you're taking it up the mountain, is that correct?
I think so.
Okay.
I am
Alright,
going
so-
to be in the back of the truck
Uh-huh.
because I don't want to be anywhere near that driving wheel.
Okay. And Biff's sitting in the back actually too, watching out the back. Just waiting. I mean,
I will, if I have to, I will crawl over Biff to make sure that I'm sitting on the left-hand side of the vehicle.
okay. Biff will
Because
make a place for you.
I was gonna say even the right-hand side is still too close. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable.
That's fair.
Who's riding shotgun?
That's a good question.
I think that's
or
me.
Dang.
Make
All right.
sure he's got a not a shotgun, but whatever good weapon.
Something.
Type, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, they've got a sidearm out.
Beautiful.
Alrighty. So yeah, you churn up the mountain and Tom, you're sitting in the back. Scraps, I think you're sitting in the very back too, aren't you? Kind of watching out the back gate.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know Biff's sitting kind of behind Tom because Tom shunted him out of the way.
Forced him into the middle bit.
The two of you see 3 wolves running up the road towards you, which is very unusual behavior.
Well, here's the
Uh,
first question. Is there anything in the truck with us besides just an empty?
No.
Okay.
Follow-up question: do we still have bear jerky?
You beat me to it by a half second.
You do. You do.
That's
I
a
don't know
good
who's
idea.
carrying it. I think Scraps is the one who carries it. Yeah.
Big scraps does.
I think it's time to do some bear baiting here.
Yep. Yep, I like it.
Chuck it out there and fling the last of the Salisbury steak with it.
Yeah, so you hear a very sad whimper come from Tom, where he just goes, it's probably for the best.
Good thing
So
he's not by the
the,
door handle.
You fling the bear meat. You fling the bear meat and some of the Salisbury steak out with the gravy trailing behind it in the wind, and it lands on the road with a splat. And the truck keeps moving, and you see the wolves do stop and begin sniffing around at it. And the truck's making a little bit of distance, and they're still sniffing around, and they're looking up at the truck, and they're sniffing around, and they're looking at the truck, and finally they begin eating what you've left behind for them.
Yes, genius.
Good call, guys.
Genius.
The wolf part won out, not the alien zygote part. That's a good-
Right, yeah, right.
Everyone has a zygote in us, and we have to choose to feed.
Yeah,
right,
inside
there's two-
you, there are 2 sides. You and I same page. I love it. Perfect. Yep.
So
I also love too that it's like bear jerky. Nobody wants. Is that Salisbury steak? Like it's like no one can say no. No one can say no.
So you come around Jocko, and keep going up the mountain, and it's only about a 5-minute drive, spiraling around the mountain, and then you get up to the top, and you are at a place where you can park the vehicle. You see there is at the top a flat area that is obviously for vehicles to come in and possibly park. There is a large security door on the right side of this little plateau, and there is what is apparently a garage door, one of those pull-up garage doors over on the left side. The security door appears to have a security panel next to it, like a digital lock, and the garage door appears to have a much older, less secure-looking digital lock on it. What would you like to do? Oh, and it is interesting. This, as you're coming up to this plateau, you go through a very short period of like a tunnel, right? And then you're on the plateau. So they burrowed through part of the mountain at the very end to get to here. So I just wanted to point that out because it's kind of a choke point, right? As you're driving, you're realizing there's no way I'm getting up here except on this road right here.
Interesting. So if it's a choke, does the tunnel come out right at the platform?
It comes out basically into the driveway, yeah, or into the parking area. Parking area is probably like 20 by 30, so really big area that you could get several vehicles into if you needed to.
So I take that all in, and I'm gonna tell everybody, hold on, and either they can get out or stay in the truck. But I'm just gonna back up the truck, so its tail is right about a foot into the tunnel.
Okay.
Sort of block any entrance into the platform area, and then I'm just going to leave it idling.
Yeah. So obviously people could get past that, but
but Humvees with 50 cals could not.
Yeah, they would have to creep along next to
Sure.
it.
Yeah.
As opposed to storming through it in a barbarian pace.
Right.
All righty. So what y'all gonna do?
Yeah. So we've got 2 security doors and then the grueling gate.
You've got a big garage security door with a older looking security pad next to it, and a new spiffy looking, just pedestrian sized security door to the right. And they're separated by about 30 feet of rock. They're on the map, the second map I gave y'all.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would like to go look at the keypad next to this smaller security door.
Okay.
Is there any like wear and tear on the numbers?
That is such a great question, Dane.
Yep.
Make me a spot hidden.
Great.
Bravo.
That is a great suggestion. I like that.
Especially on that older pad.
41 out of 50.
You see what appears to be blood on a few of the keys.
That's always a promising sign.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
You know?
Is anybody else looking?
Yes.
Sure, I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm rolling, but I'm going to roll. 45.
Spot hidden.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I got a 60 in that, so made it.
Alrighty. Yeah. So it definitely looks like something gelatinous and red. Is on 3 of these keys because you can see the fingerprints.
Gelatinous and red.
Yeah. It's the 3 key, the 6 key, and the 8 key.
Does this gelatinous red substance seem reminiscent of that gross stuff that got split all over scrap?
That was not red. That was mostly transparent.
That's right.
Either way, we're gonna punch the keys with gloves on. Right? Everybody got gloves.
Yeah.
Since that's three keys,
Yes.
and you said it was a 3, 6, and the 8.
The 3, the 6, and the 8. That's correct.
What do we think?
I mean, I guess try whatever combinations of those. I guess that we can. 3, 3, 6, 8.
Does one of them appear to have been touched a second time?
Yeah, does one have more goo than the others?
Nope. Scraps, you hear the distant sound of an engine.
All right. Quick question. Usually when people are hitting that code, either the first or last number they hit harder. You know,
That's fair.
kind of Does any one of them have a larger smear on it?
The 6.
What?
The
The
6.
6. All right. So do you all normally hit desperation the first or last button?
Try. I'm gonna hit 386.
There we go.
It goes nah nah nah
836.
nah nah nah.
638.
Bink.
I was gonna say I was like 6368 6863
That's you're
Yeah,
definitely hearing-
6636.
666
There we
38.
go. Yep.
You're definitely hearing engines coming up the mountain behind you.
All right.
Okay.
Let's-
All right.
We'll go through this door.
Hopefully, that tunnel is now full of carbon monoxide.
Well, it's definitely full of truck.
Good.
So beyond the door, hanging down just inside the door, about a foot in, are those heavy transparent flaps that you often see like at clean rooms or other places where you're trying to stop airflow
Yeah.
from just going unchecked. So they're slit. They're about this wide and they're slit, so it's easy to go through them. And beyond, you do see what appears to be like for lack of a better word, it looks like a small control room, like out of Apollo 13 or something. There's just banks and banks and banks of stuff. Clearly, there's a radio set here. So yeah, it appears that you've gotten to the transmitting facility for this for the mountain. Are you going in?
I think
Oh,
we.
I-
Yeah.
Yep.
It's better
Okay.
than staying out with the approaching trucks.
Okay. And are you closing the door behind you?
Yes. Does there
Yeah.
Yes.
look to be a way to shut down the pad, the electronic pad?
Who has electronic repair?
Oh, I just happen to have that, seeing as how
That's
I work
lucky.
on engines. All
That's lucky.
I do.
Yeah. So make me an electronic repair roll.
right. Let's see.
Perfect. I like it.
18.
Nice. And what is your skill?
22 out
it's
of
a
20.
Skill is 40 on electrical repair.
Okay. So with Dane helping you, Dane Jocko seems like he's done a lot of this. So,
It's
so
hot
watch him-
wiring.
you can watch him and learn a little bit because you're like, oh, do this. He's like, no. But what you figure out is a way that you can temporarily disable it so that it won't activate without permanently disabling it, so you can't get out through this door. if you-
Beautiful.
right? There is another door in this room that goes somewhere else, but for the record, you are not trapped here.
Okay.
So that's done. What do
All
you?
right, that'll buy us some time. The hell are we?
I'm gonna progress to that next door and check it out, listen, that sort of thing.
Okay. If you go to that door, what you will find is number one, it is just a regular door, but it does it clasps shut. You have to turn the handle to open it. So for the record, these doors can be kept closed if you need to, but not locked.
You want to
All right.
give her a listen?
That's some foreshadowing. You hear nothing on the other side of this door at present.
Do we see any
All right.
blood?
Here, no.
Oh, here.
Right, yeah, I was gonna say I do love that.
And what else is in this room?
Some radio equipment.
Yeah, it's actually a stockpile of great stuff. State of the art radio
Satellite
set is there. There's a ton of electronic status panels. It looks like this place is a hub for cell traffic, radio traffic, everything.
Oh,
So
beautiful. Let's
got
get in
All
there.
kinds of signals coming through here.
Yeah.
Well, I'll
If
hold
I
up
get out my
myself.
phone,
Okay.
Mm.
do our phones look regular again? by any chance?
No.
Interesting.
All right.
Okay.
I'll give it a once over. Does it look like we can hook up? A, does it have a satellite phone capability already integrated? Or two,
Yes. Yes.
it does. All right.
Yes.
Good.
Anybody got that home office card on that?
Oh yeah.
No.
Actually, would that be on my phone on
You can certainly look at your phone for an old number. Yes.
We'll use the old number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You dial the old number and it takes a few before it answers, but it clicks up and you hear home office, technical support. I'm operator 21. How can I help you this evening?
Hey, 21.
Yes.
Hey, 21. How are you? How's your mom? No.
Hey there, this is Scraps. I'm here with Jocko, Dane, and Tom Jones. We were headed towards Switzerland.
Excuse me, I need to escalate to my manager. Can you please hold?
Can you make it quick?
Yes. The phone goes on hold and you hear lady from Ipanema. Then it comes on quickly and you're this is Scraps.
That's right.
Damn it, where are you people? We've been looking for you for days.
We're lost in the Canadian wilderness. We've crash landed in some sort of park up here.
In the Yukon.
Hey, does that map say anything about what park we're in?
Does it have coordinates, global coordinates on the map?
The map does not have global coordinates, but it will tell you what park you're in. Let's say Yukon Park, since I don't have my Canadian park registry in front of me.
But yeah, we're smack dab in the middle of the damn thing on some mountain up here.
Are you saying you're in Canada?
Yeah.
Yep. Little off course.
Holy the news stories are reporting that y'all went down somewhere between here and Iceland. They think you're in the Atlantic. That's where all the search efforts are.
Well, there is a Canadian Search and Rescue Division 4 up here killing all the survivors. And all any sort of hikers, etc., that they're coming across, because there seems to be some sort of infestation that the Yeti is dealing with.
Are you saying you've seen an abominable snowman?
Nope. There's a group up here that calls themselves Yeti.
Yukon
extraterrestrial something or other.
You hear him whispering to somebody next to him, like he's got somebody on Google next to him Googling stuff that you're telling him as you're going. He's like, look up Yeti. Look up Yeti.
Point being, we need extraction as quickly as possible.
Yep.
Can you tell me where you are and what kind of extraction you need?
Yukon Park, on top of a mountain, the only one with a helipad.
And there's a big flashy light up here.
Big radio tower.
Yep.
Okay. And you say there are ground forces there? Are there any air forces controlling the airspace?
Just this one helicopter.
They had the one helicopter. Well, they had a few helicopters.
Yeah.
Oh,
but only one helipad.
Helicopters are a concern.
They might be flying the helicopters in from off-site, flying sorties from a base or something. All right.
Now,
yeah.
Back to my earlier mention that there seems to be some sort of alien or viral infestation that they're trying to put down up here. Basically, we had an arm crawl up Tom Jones's leg there and try to grab a hold of him.
We're good though. Thanks for asking.
An arm, you say?
Yeah, a severed arm.
Crawled up him.
Yep, and some big ass bugs tried to make me its incubator, I guess to be the best word.
Successfully turned me into one.
Oh yeah, poor Dane did get some sort of bug crawling out of him. We had to cut it out.
Are you saying Dane has been infected?
No, Dane has been cleared.
No, we cut that out and he burned himself pretty good.
Listen, if he was gonna turn, he would have already. So we must have gotten it all out. We saw it happen to somebody else.
Yeah.
Sorry, Biff.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
Alrighty. Okay, so I'm going to put together an extraction as fast as I can.
You definitely want to bring in a quarantine team for us just in case.
We will do that. As of now, I'm assigning codename Figaro to your group for future communications. We are going to
Figaro.
Codename Figaro.
I see a little silhouette of a helicopter.
Oh Lord! It sounds like some of your group may be kind of on the edge of sanity there, so be careful. Yes, but I think we can have extraction for you within 14 hours.
14 hours. Not long at all to
Look
wait.
look for a communication back from us within the hour, as well as a
Well,
definite timetable. And at that point, he gets cut off.
Great.
and was this cut off from his source or ours?
Hard to say.
Mm.
But you do hear another voice come through the speaker, and it says, "Attention, intruders in Relay Station 13F. Your presence on Canadian government property is a criminal act. Eh? You must vacate and surrender yourselves immediately, or face treatment as a saboteur. You have 30 minutes."
Does anyone have any idea what this man's talking about?
And then the radio goes dead.
Great.
Good.
Great.
Good. Perfect.
So,
Exactly what we would want.
All right.
Exactly.
And so, as the group looks at each other, trying to figure out whether they can make it, it's a good time for us to take a 10-minute break.
Yeah.
And that is what we will do.
All right.
Everyone in the audience, please stick with us. We'll be back in 10 minutes, and we will go through the last 90 minutes of this grinder and see who makes it out alive and unsullied.
We'll be right Quebec.
No.
Ooh.
So
And yet they live. How can this be? It's amazing. Welcome back to the final 45 minutes. Oh, hour and a half of the show. Feels like 45 minutes was the first part. It went really quick. So the group is finally in 13F, the massive multi-transmittal platform in the middle of the Yukon. And they have gotten a message off to someone at the home office who has told them that they can get them extracted within 14 hours and more information's coming. The group seemed kind of despondent about their timeline. And then the Search and Rescue Division 4 contacted them inside and told them they had 30 minutes to give up, or they would face treatment as saboteurs on this government installation.
That's
And
a
so
great
that's where we
excuse.
pick it up. You have 30 minutes, guys. What are y'all going to do?
All right. We're going to make it through that door.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are any of
Sounds good.
the communications that are in this room, are any of them portable?
No, this room's definitely not portable.
Okay. All right. Onward and upward.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's check out this door.
Alrighty. The door leads into a hallway. It's about 8 feet wide. It's very much a government hallway with tiled floors and very gray walls. You're guessing the walls they're definitely wood, but you're guessing that there's stone behind them because this whole area looks like it was cut right out of the mountain. And ahead of you, about 20 feet, you see the hallway angles to the left out of view. And there's also a door on the right wall that says stairs over it.
Now, you're saying that this is one of those little circular little turnies for opening the door, right?
No, it's just a think Jurassic Park. Remember the latch handles they had?
The ADA
All
They were
right.
so hard to keep closed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
ADA compliant.
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna take a look at it. When you turn one side, does both sides come down?
Yes.
Well, maybe we could jimmy something on the other side to keep it from.
Are there any like sturdy looking chairs that are in the communications room that we could like wedge under the doorknob?
Oh, sure. Sure. Sure.
Just
Are you trying to keep this door closed? I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out what you're trying to do.
Yeah, basically, if they bust in and come in here, this is going to slow them down to get down further to us.
Okay.
Just
All right.
just enough to buy us, a minute or two, kind of thing.
Fair enough. Fair. Yeah. There's certainly doors in there that you could jimmy with to try to make that happen.
make
I
sure you
will
don't make
remind
it.
you- I will
Too
remind you that you were told you'd get a responding communication with a firm timeline soon, like within 30 minutes or so, within an hour, I think you said.
Oh, well, do we want to stay in the communications room up until we absolutely cannot? Let's start barricading the the way we came in.
Yeah, I mean that's also a good
Just
idea.
buy us some time if they're coming after us.
Any filing cabinets or anything that we can slide, even two or three of us.
Wait,
Yeah,
you
sure.
said
You
there
can-
was.
Yeah, you can
boxes
find
and
some
stuff.
filing cabinets and some chairs. Is anybody going to explore while others are barricading, or is everybody going to be devoted to barricading?
I was gonna look at whatever else is in here, see if we can get any other information.
In terms of
hearing
like what's on the monitors and such.
Yeah, just what are they monitoring?
Is there a map of the facility itself that we're in?
There is not a map because it's a very simple facility.
Yeah.
it's
All right.
it's only like 3 or 4 rooms to it total, and the garage is one.
I say whatever we do going forward, we want to slow them down, but we also want to make sure we can get the hell out if we don't like what we see down below or wherever this leads.
Is there any kind of like vehicle manifesto for the garage or what?
Are you going to go to the garage and look?
Why
I
not?
didn't know if it happened to be in this room we were in already.
Okay, so Dane said they wanted to look at the stuff that's going on the monitors. Are you doing that, or are you going to go to the garage? Or are we going to split the party and get multiple things done, which I'm comfortable with? But
I'll go to the garage. Yeah, if that's accessible easily, I'll go there.
I'll probably stay here and barricade some things because I think Tom at this point needs a project. Anything to keep him focused, I think is
Okay.
probably for the best.
Okay.
I'll go with Jocko. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Want to make sure they can't get
And
to
I'll
us
stay here
from the
with
garage.
Tom.
So Tom, you're staying in here with Dane, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Biff says, well, I'm going to go check out the stairs and see where they go, because that might be helpful.
Careful, Biff.
Well played,
Don't go
Biff.
too far.
Okay. I'll be careful. I mean,
Please do. Please do.
As I've still got a bandage over my take some time to bandage my wound.
fair. So the three of you leave the room down the hall. Biff stops at the stairs and opens the door and leans in, and you hear him go, "Whoa, that's not a great start."
Oh, what's look over his shoulder?
You look over his shoulder, and what you see is a sprawled in the stairwell, right just beyond the door, is an emaciated corpse of a one of these soldiers. Its winter camouflage is dotted with many scarlet splotches from its own blood, and there is a raw red hole on the top of its head.
Top of its head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like the guy we found in the camp.
Mm-hmm.
So Biff says, "Well, in for a penny, in for a pound."
Good for you,
Alright.
Biff. Good for you.
I'm gonna go down and see what's down there and
You
see
should.
if it's dangerous.
All right.
I'm gonna try not to get caught, so I'm going to go quietly.
That's a fantastic idea, Biff.
Well played, Biff.
And he
I like it.
makes sure his MP3 is loaded.
You might want to make sure it's ready to fire.
He does. He cocks it and makes sure. Alrighty, so we're going to come back to the garage crew here in a second. In the main room, Dane and Tom, there's a couple things that you will find. I need you to make me a computer use skill if you've got it.
Ooh, computer use, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Oh, that's gonna be no.
56, which does not make it. No.
I
What'd
got
you
a.
roll, Tom?
I rolled a 42. My computer use is 5.
So, Dane, you're getting there and you're working your way through the system, trying to figure out what's going on, what it's running. And Tom leans in next to the computer and turns it off on mistake.
I was gonna say, just computer on. Computer. Yeah.
Tom, how about you focus on barricading?
Don't worry. I shut this one off for you. No, it's not gonna bother us now.
So if you'll turn it back on, you might be able to learn something.
Okay. I return. Turn it back on. Try this again.
Sorcery.
So you do that and make me another computer use skill, Dane. And this is qualitative. It's going to tell me how long it takes you to figure something out.
Just feel like the whole time
Ooh.
Tom is just going to be like, you know, these things only ever contain negative comments. That's literally what these things are for. Like, it's just bad reviews. That's all these things produce.
87 out of 35.
Whoa. Okay, so it's going to be a while.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah,
go back
no,
to
it's
the
a lot worse
garage
than
crew.
35.
I was gonna say between Dane and I, we've only ever seen a TI-83 calculator. That's it. Like that's our knowledge.
Listen, I was a library person, okay?
Fair. So as you go down the hall, Jocko and Scraps, away from the stairwell, it's going to angle again to the left. So the hall's kind of making a lazy U, right? A real lazy U. On the right, as it's getting ready to angle, is a steel door that is labeled maintenance. And it appears to be literally a maintenance I'm not going to say shed, but like a closet. Are you going to open that door and go in?
Is that the way to the garage?
The garage appears to be further along.
Okay.
The hallway.
Well, let's check out the maintenance real quick, just so we
Yeah.
have assess everything we can.
The door
Yeah.
is locked. It appears to have a keyed lock on the handle, so it's not a deadbolt. It's just a keyed handle.
Is there blood on it?
Let me.
Oh, that's a great question. No.
No blood on it.
I'll pull out a few bits of wires and say, "Let me handle this."
Oh, hold on. Listen at the door.
You hear nothing at the door.
Because if somebody were trying to hide, I mean, a keyed locked door would be a great place to do it, or put something gross.
It's
Very
true. What are you doing, Scraps?
Want to open it anyway?
I'm
All right.
gonna check it. I like to.
Jocko's pointing
Eh.
aggressively at the door with his
I'll-
MP5.
I'm gonna burn 5 and make it a success.
Alrighty. It opens for you, Scraps,
All right.
and inside
What do
you
I
see a pretty standard-looking small maintenance area. It's about 15 by 20, and inside you can find you can find any kind of simple maintenance that you need to do, and even some that are advanced is here. They've got welding, multiple types of welding sets. They've got all the tools you need. There's no lathe here, but there is a drill press and a table saw.
I'm home.
Yeah, so I mean it's really it's got a lot going on for it.
Nice facility here.
There's some steel I-beams laying them in the corner of the floor, about 8 feet long. There's some sheet steel propped up against one wall. Large scrap wood, some garden hoses. I mean, it's kind of like whoever the maintenance person is here, they have everything for the whole facility and then some stuck in this room. There is one interesting thing that you do notice in the configuration of the room, which is there's a control panel on the wall near you. And above the control panel on tape, it says roof.
Wow.
Yep. This and more. Most importantly, there's oxyacetylene.
Yeah, true.
That's true. Is
Just
that
when you need to make something go boom.
Do you think that's like some sort of there's a sticker, like a post-it note you said?
Yeah, it's a piece of masking tape above the control panel. It just says roof.
I wonder if that's some sort of James Bond opening the roof of the mountain with stuff coming out of it. What do you think, Scraps?
I mean, you look up, guys, and you can see that there's a roof that's got
Oh,
some
there it is.
hardware on it, like it's just meant to like slide open. It's not James Bond stuff, but you're guessing that maybe that's how they have to get stuff up to the roof. So maybe there might be a hoist or something on the roof.
There we go.
For
That's good
for
to
large
know.
pieces, right?
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
good to know. You
every
ever
time. Is there a way to seem to get up there through that hatch in this room? Like a
On the
ladder?
control panel, it says open, close, and it says hoist, control, up, down.
there you go. We'll have to hoist ourselves up.
Beautiful.
All right, let's get on going to the garage and see what's in there. Do you
All
think
right.
what I'm thinking, Scraps? Make our last stand here if need be. This is the room to
I
do it
think
in.
This is
I mean, yeah.
Going
Are
towards
you-
the garage.
Are you going to lock the door behind you?
That's up to Scraps. He's the one that got it open the first time.
no.
Okay. Alrighty. So you go over to the garage, which is the end of the hallway. So the whole hallway hasn't been more than 30 or 40 feet, all told.
All told.
Okay. And the garage, when you go in there, it is unlocked. You can see the big garage door, the fold-up one that you saw from the outside. Inside the garage, there is a dump truck with a flat
Yes.
tire.
Oh.
It appears to be half full of gravel. And there is also a fuel pump, along with a 50-foot hose that looks like it is used to put diesel into trucks that are up here. And there's a bunch of spare parts for the truck. I mean, nothing significant, but you've got air filters and fan belts and stuff like that on the walls and tools to do stuff with them.
All right. I'm looking at the bed of the truck. It's one of those steel beds, right, with the high
Yes, sir.
side. That's good. That's good. I look at the tire. Does that look
Mhm.
like a just been losing air over time? Do I see a puncture?
It looks like it's lost air long ago and has been sitting here flat for a significant amount of time. You're not sure whether there's a puncture. You don't see one.
Is there air tanks to fill the tires?
Yes, there is.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and fill that up just in case. Look in the look for a maybe a case on the wall with keys or in the visor again.
Actually, in this case, the keys are in the truck.
Bada bing. All right. Just give her. I'm gonna give her a whirl just to see if she starts.
She does start. She cranks after a few tries. You can see, even though you filled the tire, it is losing pressure fast. So there must be a puncture in it somewhere.
All right. Is there a repair kit anywhere?
Yes, there is.
I'm gonna plug that hole if I can.
Okay. Make me a mechanical repair.
I can do. 34,
I have a question. What?
which is a plus.
Alrighty, you managed to get it
Good.
so that it'll hold air. Yes,
All right.
scraps.
Is there any jerry cans for additional fuel?
No, there are not.
This tank
too
holds a
bad.
good amount.
What you gonna do?
Great
Let's
thing
go-
about
Let's go back to the control room for a second. So Dane, you have finally figured out something that's actually going on here. And what you have figured out is that there is a piece of software running on this system that is not native to this system. And it you can actually see as you look around that it was on a thumb drive that somebody stuck into it.
oops,
and-
that is it.
It appears to be the thing that is not that is scrambling your phones and not allowing cell signal to get out of here.
Ah.
I unplug the thumb drive.
That's fine. It's still running. The thumb drive was just to load it. Once it's loaded, it's there.
Oh, it was just to load it onto the
Yeah.
computer. Is there
Hey Tom, really pretty blue button on the one in front of you.
I mean, the computer that I'm looking at is the one that's running the scrambler, right?
That's correct.
Can I just shut it down?
You can attempt to.
Oh, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. You turn it off and the monitor goes dark. Your phone is still scrambled. Tom, what are you doing?
Does the blue button in front of me say anything? Is there any writing on it at all, or is it just a blue button?
The blue button in front of you says shut down carnivore.
Oh. I'm just gonna go, huh. Well,
Probably
so
push the
far,
button.
I was gonna say, in the last 3 days, those have not necessarily been the. I'm gonna go, hey Dane, what does this do? And when I go to point at the button, I just press the button.
And the screen in front of you, Tom, says initiating shutdown of carnivore. 15 seconds. And then it starts counting down.
I think at that point I'll try to at least yell to my compatriots and be like, hey guys, we got 11 seconds until carnivore shuts down. Just thought you should know. Yep.
I'm gonna just hold on to my phone and watch it during the countdown.
I'm guessing I'm probably in the middle of plugging a tire.
Yes, that's exactly right. You hear that echoing down the hall, Jocko, and you can only be bemused and confused by it.
What the hell?
Oh.
What does that even
Yeah.
mean? Shut down carnivore.
Correction, 8 seconds.
Dane, what are you doing in the control room? 6 seconds.
6 seconds.
I'm just gonna help Tom barricade this door, I guess. While we
Okay,
wait for this.
Tom's not barricading the door. He's playing with buttons.
I'm just going. I'm going.
Tom, you were supposed to be
2,
barricading the door. I'm gonna
1.
chastise Tom.
And the screen goes dark, Tom.
Perfect. I see. I shut it down.
Your phone.
Now does my
Dane,
phone work?
Dane, were you doing anything else with the computer? Because you're pretty sure that you didn't actually shut down the software you were trying to shut down.
No, that's it. Well, is the computer itself still running?
It seems to be. Just the monitor shut down.
I'll turn the monitor back on then and see if there's any like data I can recover from it. Or make copies of.
Okay. How are you going to make copies of data?
Is this like a file explorer type situation?
It's probably something like a Linux system, which is going to be an uglier command prompt type system.
Right.
Boy.
I mean, no real work gets done through graphic user interfaces.
True.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just try and enter a copy command prompt.
You get one.
Great.
Okay.
You do have a thumb drive.
Yeah, I was gonna just designate. I'll plug in the thumb drive and designate, whatever hard drive slot it takes up as the destination, and try and make a copy of this whole system.
Okay. Make me your computer use roll.
Better you than me, because my computer use would be like, I can shut this down and I'll smash it with a hammer. If I had a hammer.
I think we might have a hammer actually.
Oh, perfect. Even
That's
better.
one in the
60
works
out of
yet.
35, so no.
So you're trying to get this thing to do what you want it to do, and all of a sudden, as you're working there, you see a graphic interface for the environmental system pops up on the screen, kind of up at the top, and you see things are happening there, even though you're working on a different command prompt, and you can feel the room begin to get colder.
Great.
Alrighty, so back in the garage. What are y'all doing?
Do we know?
Is there
Go ahead.
Oh, Jocko.
No, I was just gonna say do we know if that roof goes up to the helipad area? The roof that was in the.
You don't.
All right, I'm
'Cause
guessing.
You haven't looked.
Yeah, I'm guessing yes. I think we should find out how Bit's doing. We got the.
Oh, the other thing.
Go ahead.
We need to check to make sure we can keep this door from being open as well.
True enough.
So,
Does
Yeah, so you looking at the mechanics of this, Jocko? It's kind of an industrial version of a normal garage door opener. So there's definitely some mechanics that you can go in and kind of scuttle so that this will never open.
Sure, I think that's.
Or you can try to do it so that you can open it when you want it to. That's a harder thing, but.
Could we fall back to, if I don't succeed on that one, fall back to just disabling it, period?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll try the first one, and if I don't succeed
Okay.
at that, I'm just going to try to disable it. It's a 23 on my
Mechanical repair.
mechanical repair of 50.
That's scary. When you lift up your character sheet, you disappear. You become like this big on the screen.
Yes, that's a success.
Yeah, so you basically put some mechanical impediments into the system so that into the whole rigging so that it can't operate until you remove them.
Okay, great. All right. Now we should probably check on Biff.
Yeah, I was
We
gonna
got-
say
we got-
I do love Biff. We got to keep him all right.
Since we could hear Tom, I'm gonna yell back down the hallway. We got transport. last resort transport in the garage.
All right.
Alrighty. So,
like it.
you heading back to the stairwell, Scraps and Jocko?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Checking on
Um,
Biff now. He went downstairs by himself.
We'll come back to you in a moment.
All right.
Dane, are you now working on the door, trying to put stuff up in front of the door? Dane?
Yes.
Okay. Tom Jones, are you still looking at the computer bemusedly and trying to figure out what makes it so sparkly and wonderful?
I would say that he is most certainly at this point just a product of pure ADHD. So like if Dane is helping with things, then I'll be like, oh, here, I'll help too. And then like a light will go off on the computer, and then I'll be like, oh, what's this do? And like it's a lot of back and forth between the like helping and helping. You know, it's
Okay.
just yeah.
So you're over there working on the door, and the two of you hear a voice crackles through on the speaker, and it says, Figaro, this is the Clown Prince. You have pickup in 45 minutes. The circus is coming to town. Be ready. Top of the world.
Top of the world.
Cuts out.
That's the-
World.
We just gotta hold out for 45 minutes. I think.
45 minutes
handle
and yep. I guess at this point I'll probably like run over to the hallway area and be like 45 minutes, gotta get up.
Yep. We found a way up
Copy.
to the roof.
Roger that.
Yeah,
And-
and then yeah.
At that
Cool.
moment, the lights go out and all the power goes out.
Oh, yes, sons of bitches.
Good.
Oh wait. I'll whip out my little phone, turn on my flashlight.
Okay. 38% power.
Did these spec ops guys not have flashlights in their kit?
Mhm.
But they do. Okay, so
They did.
we
Yeah.
should each have a
Okay.
flashlight. Then at least 3 of us.
I presume that you have.
All right.
Oh,
Um,
in that case, I'll swap it for the actual flashlight.
So y'all
Uh-huh.
get your flashlights out, and Jocko, you turn yours on, and in the beam right in front of you, there's a face.
Oh God, Biff. Is it Biff?
Sorry about that. I didn't expect the power to go out.
Neither did we. What's down there?
So I didn't go very far because there was a lot more bodies and blood, and it smelled down there, kind of musky.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I didn't want to go any further, but I did
We
want
got-
to tell you. I did go upstairs and check. The helipad's upstairs, many flights. It's quite a walk actually. At the top though, and I didn't approach him. There is a person sitting on the floor, leaning against the door, who's wearing like a suit.
Sitting on the floor
Mhm.
outside,
Yeah, just leaning against the door.
like they're dead.
I didn't approach him. It was weird, and I didn't. And he had a gun in his hand, so I didn't want to.
So
Didn't
there's.
want to get into a thing.
So you saw this from where? Second door?
Yeah, I was coming around the corner as on these stairs because they go up. kind
Oh,
of
so they were on
spiral.
the inside.
Yeah. He's on the inside. I don't know what his deal is, but he pulls out his own flashlight. this is going to make life difficult.
Yeah. I want to go to the maintenance room real quick, get some electrical tape or gaff tape or something, and tape the light onto my. Unless there's a fitting to put it on the MP5.
Yeah.
But
You can put it on the MP5. That's no problem. Alrighty, so looking at the time, y'all think you probably have about 5 minutes before an assault begins because it's taken you a while in the garage filling up the tires and patching them. And is there anything you want to do in your 5 minutes that you
All right.
consider to be high value add?
oh, if we only had more. But well, it's gonna take them some time to get through those doors. So
I'm
we
gonna
can-
just start moving up the stairs.
I was gonna say I'm gonna at least move to the hallway.
Yeah.
Hey, Scraps.
Yeah.
How fast can you weld?
Oh, I can weld pretty well. Let's do it.
All right. We got sheets of steel, I believe, right in the maintenance
That's
room.
correct. You have two
All
4x8 sheets of steel.
Between us and the stairs to go where we need to go up top, we're there's a doorway. First doorway, weld a sheet of steel there
Okay.
if possible.
Alrighty, you can do that. Absolutely.
Roll that acetylene tank out. Just get to work.
Yep. So your 5 minutes will probably be taken up by that. I mean, in terms of getting the steel there, getting the tank there, and actually getting it welded, that's probably your 5 minutes. Who's helping with the welding? Scraps can do the welding. Someone will need to hold the steel for him.
I'll help. I'll do that.
Okay. Tom Jones and Dane, are you actually moving up the stairs?
I'm at least moving to the hallway to check in where everyone is. I'm going to tell Dane, I think, is going to start making their way up the stairs because they move slow. And I'm going to, while waiting for friends, being like, guys, the clock's ticking. We got to hurry this up. And I'm going to take the mashed potatoes out of my pocket.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to put a couple of the very small pieces of copper wire into the mashed potatoes and wrap the gold Rolex around it. So it looks like, you know, just a mock-up of sort of a C4-esque looking diversion. Just be like, in case we need it.
Beautiful.
So the rest of you look at Tom Jones and you wonder where he got the bomb, because he's clearly carrying a bomb.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like it.
Yep. Alrighty. So you're getting the welding done. Dane, it's dark, Dane. And then I have to be perfectly honest and tell you, in the light of your phone, it's kind of spooky here. And you hear chittering noises from
I swapped to the utility flashlight.
Yeah. But I'm saying you hear chittering noises down the shaft well below you. But from time to time they burst into like flight sounds, like And you're alone, Dane. Are you going to continue moving up the stairs alone?
Well, how much further am I ahead of the group, I guess?
Well, I'm guessing you've had about 5 minutes to go up the stairs. So how many flights can you cover in 5 minutes?
Maybe not very many, I imagine.
Yeah, maybe 6 or 7. So you're probably like two floors above them.
I'll just wait until, because they were just gonna do that welding real quick. So I'll wait till I hear them start moving before I keep moving.
Alrighty. Y'all hear explosions outside. They're muffled from your point of view, but explosions they are. And then you hear explosions at the garage door and explosions at the front, at the other security door, repeatedly. And then finally, not realizing that that's not going to work, you can hear and see someone who's got a welding kit outside beginning to cut through the garage door, which is the thinner of the two doors. What are y'all going to do?
Nice. I say we've got to continue. Yeah. What are you gonna say, Scraps?
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the I'm gonna put that oxyacetylene right up against the door. So if they start cutting or blasting through,
that's a great idea.
So you're basically trapping the door with the welding kit. That's smart. Really
that's pretty brilliant. I like that a lot.
Cool.
Do we want to go up by a hoist? Does that seem like it might have been an option?
That was back in the garage where they're already entering through.
No,
right?
it's in the maintenance room, and they're still welding their way through. So we want to go up the stairs, or we use the hoist to get up there? Thereby
I think we've already blocked that way.
Depends on where we wanted to start welding. If we welded the door into the garage shut, or from the command center door, either one of those would still allow us to get to the maintenance room, from my understanding.
Yeah.
Do you want to use the hoist?
Dane, You hear.
Oh, if we want to do that, I'll come back down the stairs.
Okay.
All right.
Dane, as you're coming off the stairwell back into the hall proper, you can hear the of an MP5 down the stairs somewhere, and it's probably Biff. He's
Oh no, what's he doing down there?
clearly shooting at something.
No, Biff.
Come back up. Come back up.
Great.
You can hear him running.
Great,
If you
great.
get Jocko, if you go to the stairs, you can hear his footsteps, and you can also hear the of something chasing him and clittering and clattering and chittering.
Oh no.
Go, 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 go. I'll wait for him. Wait for him with guns out.
The garage
Yeah, I'm just gonna
explodes.
Oh shit.
Yeah. That's the best booby trap ever.
And the door into the garage, into your hallway, also explodes inward with the force, the concussive force. And you can now feel cool air and hot air pouring into the area from the garage, as well as some smoke.
Perfect.
And you hear the
Okay,
firing.
guys, this
on the
voice is
stairwell.
already out.
We need to get moving yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, where are y'all going?
Do it either up the stairs where there's some weird things going on. Yes, Dane? There's something weird up there? No, we've lost him. Oh no.
There's weird stuff, and that's where Biff is coming from, isn't it?
He's coming from
He's coming
downstairs.
downstairs.
Yeah.
He's
went
coming
down
from
and-
downstairs.
He went down and took a look. And now he's firing his weapon and running. So,
That hoist might be slow. We might want to just run these stairs.
All right, let's go.
alrighty.
And if we can.
Who's the first one through the door to the stairwell? Alrighty. Scraps. You push the door open and put your flashlight up to begin making the ascent, and you see Biff standing at the stairs that are going down. So a stairwell is one of these square deals, open in the center, and he is apparently there. He looks rough. He's got his MP3 in his right, his MP5 in his right hand. It looks like one of his ribs has actually been broken and is protruding forward through like this near his heart. And he's just standing there looking at you, and he's got blood on his face. And he leans, he goes, it's, and his rib actually wiggles and moves back into the body.
No.
And then Biff slumps to the floor, and you see one of those giant roach creatures standing behind him, having just speared him. What are you going to do? Okay, go ahead. Jocko and Scraps, you may fire with whatever you've got.
All right. 03. That's 3 hits.
Alrighty. Scraps?
2.
Alrighty. Roll your damage, gentlemen.
Rolling damage.
Please reduce each of your dice by 3 points because of this creature's armor, fur, and chitin.
Mm.
So that is, you want to give a total or per?
Yeah, you can just give me a total as long as you're taking the 3 off of your roll.
The thing with the exoskeleton tried to mess up Biff's endoskeleton.
That's a 10 total, taking away the 3.
Okay.
Control.
Scraps?
9.
Alrighty, so 19 total. So first off, this is the first time you've seen these in daylight where you can actually see them well. It appears to be a creature that stands almost as tall as Biff. It is a weird hodgepodge of a cockroach, some sort of furry mammal, maybe a field mouse or something, and human parts. And it's got jet black eyes that kind of stare at you as you are.
Come on. What
You
is
are-
that? Please, God, don't tell
Hell.
And yeah, that's a really good set of attacks you did, but it is still moving towards you. So Scraps, it is going to strike at you.
All right.
I would like to go
I'm
on
gonna-
record and say that I think the word parts is my least favorite word to follow the word human.
It's one of my favorites.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right.
You see that it has several of its kin on the stairs behind it, moving to also try to get into place. They're all very excited about you. And so it reaches out with its clawed thingies, and it misses you, Scraps. You think all the damage that y'all put into it, the multiple bullets, even though it's got protection, you do think that it kind of set it back on its heels so that its attack wasn't as good as it normally would be. And then it almost seems like it has just realized that it's dead, and it falls to the ground, and two more step over and on it with no care for it in the world towards you. So I need to ask, what are y'all? We're going to start with Jocko, because he is actually, I'm going to start with Scraps because he's at the point here. Scraps, what are you going to do?
I mean, is there more?
Tom Jones, you hear the sound of boots and guns behind you in the garage. So apparently somebody is shooting the garage up and moving into it. You're not really sure what's going on back there.
Okay.
Go ahead, Scraps.
We're basically going to get caught between two things. So I'm going up, and I'm just kind of angling the gun down as I'm headed up.
Okay.
And I'm going to shoot.
So these creatures are close enough to where you're trying to walk that they will get an attack at you as you move through.
Can I yell something at Scraps?
Absolutely.
All right. And correct me if I'm wrong. We can leave where we are now, go back into the hallway, and
That's
go to the
correct.
maintenance room still.
That's correct. Yeah, that's correct.
So I'm yelling that to Scraps. I'm like, we got two doors between us. We can weld that door shut and make our way up. Doesn't matter how slow the hoist is. These guys are faster than you.
All right.
So is that the plan?
Yeah.
Yep.
So everybody back
that's
up and close the door behind us.
Okay. Yeah, you can close the door. Anybody going to hold the door so that the slower members of the party can get to the maintenance room?
Sure, I'll hold it.
Okay.
Go.
All right. So y'all make your way to the maintenance room. Tom Jones, do you know where the maintenance room is?
I don't.
It's the one that says maintenance.
It says maintenance.
And I'm just gonna be like, right. And yeah, it'll still take him like a second to like really piece that together. That I'm like, yes, of course.
I figured.
Well, of course the maintenance room would say maintenance, duh, as he walks like past it, reading doors.
Perfectly fair, yes.
Yep.
So they are moving. Jocko, as you're sitting there holding the door, you can feel the thing getting hit. So these creatures have clearly figured out the knob thing, the latch thing, and they stop hitting it. And then a dagger-like proboscis thing comes through the door near your hand, like they're trying to punch through the door.
All right, that's my cue.
Yep.
Okay. And yeah, you can make your way back very quick. As you're making your way into maintenance, Jocko, you do see forms of soldiers moving through the fiery, flickering light of the garage. And they are shooting around the garage as they go. So clearly they can't see well in there because of the smoke and the dark. And they're kind of on edge.
Okay, well then I'm as soon as I can, I'm getting to turning that corner to the maintenance.
No problem.
And,
Yeah,
I'm
just
mumbling
telling you what
under
you
my
see.
breath. Sure. Mumbling under my breath. Have fun, boys. Turn left to the maintenance door and close that thing up. All right, somebody do something with that panel over there.
I'm already headed straight to that little thing.
The hoist.
Okay. To which little thing?
The hoist panel,
button.
the
Okay.
roof access.
Okay. So that is the plan, is to try to roof out rather than securing the door somehow. You're
Yeah,
not sure that-
I'm trying to secure the door however I can. If there's another welding kit here,
There is.
we'll try that. We can barricade and then weld.
Okay. So are we going to devote our attention to welding, or are we going to try to do both things simultaneously?
Let's. I'll get everybody who's available to start barricading,
Okay.
and then when it's
Who's available? Who's going? So Scraps, if you're operating the hoist, the
Yep.
roof retracts a bit, and you see it's just a very simple hook hoist that comes down and comes down to your level. Only one person's going to be able to go up at a time. and it's going to have to be operated. You're not sure if there's an operating panel at the top. You know there's one at the bottom.
All right. I'm gonna look at Tom and say, "Get up there. See, tell me what you see."
Oh, yeah. That sounds great. Let's do that. And then I'll just be like, whee! And yeah, like just hop on the hoist and like ready for a ride.
Okay. So, Scraps, you hit the up button and it starts going. Are you going to do something while it's going? Because you don't have to sit there and hold it the whole time.
All right, so it's automatic.
Yeah.
All right, while it's going up, I'm just gonna grab something heavy and start shoving towards the door.
Well, you got the steel. Jocko's trying to get the steel over to the door. And Dane, are you going to help move the welding kit over or help with the steel? Or, although you're in tough shape.
I'm going to help move the, I'll help move the welding kit over.
Okay.
And is the, oh, well, I guess this will be a relevant question for later, but is the like hoist a difficult, that's just a free interaction with the object, I assume, right?
It's not difficult. It's pushing a button.
Okay, yeah.
So, Dane, you're moving the welding kit over, and you don't really position yourself quite right, and you hurt yourself just a little bit. Maybe some of your stitching comes open just a bit. You take 1 point of damage.
Ooh.
Yep. Not having the best time.
Yeah.
I mean, he should be in a
Shades
hospital.
a scalpel.
Oh yeah.
Should be in intensive care.
And y'all get the welding kit and the metal up to the door. You can hear outside the chittering, and you can hear slashing and screams and guns going off. You're very thankful for the metal door, the thick metal door that goes into this room, because you can hear some of the shots ricocheting off this door. But
Even
go ahead and
thicker
make me a welding roll, Scraps. Let's see how well you do it, because I'm going to need to know how well it was welded in a minute. Okay.
Oh, I'd make it right on.
Okay.
I have a 50 and I rolled 50.
Perfect. So you get it done. Not your best job ever, but you do get it done. And so the door's pretty secure. Tom Jones is at the top. Tom, when you get to the top, you can see there is a control panel there, so you can just hit down and it'll lower it back down automatically.
Perfect.
You see, Tom, at the top, a helipad. It's very windy right now, cold, very cold. But you do see a helipad with lights on it to guide incoming helicopters here. You're guessing
Great.
Probably designed for maintenance and repair crews to get here, typically.
I'll just pretty much yell down the shaft, be like, I got controls up here. You worry about the door. I got the lift. Looks like we got ourselves an egress.
All right, Dane, you're next.
And from your position, Jocko, what you hear is, because there's so much wind. Tom's voice is getting eaten by the wind.
Perfect. And then, but I'll still press down, and the hoist still be on its way down. So
I guess there's a button down upstairs.
So
the
hoist gets to the bottom, and at that moment, who's watching the door? I know somebody's operating the control panel. Is anybody? Okay, Scraps, you do see one of these dagger-like claws comes through the door and then gets pulled back. So you're not sure if they're getting ready to make an assault on the door. It did miss your welding job in this particular case. It's back to ground level. Dane, are you the next one? Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
Okay. It occurs to you, Jocko, you might be able to get 2 on there, though it may be harder for them to ride up. There might be some chance they might fall, but you could also cut it down by 1 trip, potentially.
that'd be cool.
Go.
Yep.
You sure, Scraps?
Go.
All right. I'm gonna take if I can quickly cut off enough rope to secure Dane and myself onto the hoist.
Okay.
And then make our way up.
So the 2 of you get up there, and basically, Jocko, one of you is going to have to be the bottom foot on this hoist, and the other one's going to have to stand on their foot. So who's going to be the bottom foot?
The bottom foot being the support.
Yeah.
Sure, sure, I'll be the bottom.
Okay. Alrighty. So y'all ride up and ride up. Dane, I need you to make me a dexterity roll. You are at advantage.
Come on, advantage.
Something comes out of you, Dane. I swear.
Oh, this would be the time, wouldn't it?
That is a 48 out of 40.
Okay. So Dane, do you want to spend 8 luck to make that a success?
Yes, I do.
I think that's a good choice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I think at this point that's a good idea. If you were to fall or slip or have anything bad, you might bleed out between here and the roof.
I might
So,
die entirely.
yeah, we don't want that.
So close to being rescued.
So yeah, you begin to slip, but you get you steady your grip and you're in good shape. As you're getting to the roof, Scraps, another one comes through. Make me an intelligence roll, Scraps.
That's always a scary sentence.
Yeah, especially for Scraps. Actually, I made it by 2.
So this is not violent enough or repetitive enough for it to be an assault on the door. What you're guessing is that whatever's outside the door is in close quarters combat, and these things are just missing their target from time to time and punching through the door because they strike so hard, which is horrifying in and of itself. And about that time, you also feel a really bad gaseous like pain, almost like kidney stones, like it's come back on you in a wave, and you kind of almost double over.
Oh no.
And you flash back to Dane.
Yep.
And what happened to Dane?
Oh no. Oh no.
A few moments later, the hoist gets to the top. It's about a minute-long trip up and down to get there. But Jocko and Dane, you are up on top side.
All right, send it back down.
Yep.
Like,
Almost before it even like gets to like a full rest, when I see that there's only one person remaining, it is just hammering that button.
Scraps, the pain in your abdomen's getting worse, way worse. Like something's been laying dormant and all of a sudden it's active. And you see, you hear outside the door as the hoist is coming down for you. You hear and the door actually buckles inward a little bit. You can see some of your welds strain and pop because of the concussive force that has just struck the door. And you're thinking, okay, well, my welds aren't going to last very long under any kind of real strong assault at this point. The hoist hits the floor. Do you want to do anything to secure the door, or are you just going to run like hell?
There's nothing I can do to secure this door at this moment. It's either sacrifice myself or try to get out, and human nature just kicks in, and I just grab the hook.
Completely fair.
Yep.
I left some rope on there too, so if you want to have 2 handholds.
There you go.
Well, actually, my spare hand, I'm just going to hold out the pistol. If something busts through, I'll pop.
Hey, is
And
there
I'm
an acetylene tank down there?
Yeah, there is.
There is.
And it's beside the door.
Yep.
But I'm going to drop my crutch because I need my spare hand.
Alrighty.
It clatters
So
down in there.
your crutch clatters to the floor. A shame and a significant loss for sure.
Yeah, I made
that
it
would
myself.
That would be in slow motion. The
Yes.
clattering to the floor.
But you are about 20 feet in the air, heading up to the roof, to the heliport, when the door finally splinters open, and you see several of these creatures move into the room, looking around, and then they look up at you.
That's
And
when
one
I'm
of their
gonna pull-
wings comes out, it goes, and it begins to rise off the floor towards you. What do you do, Scratch?
I'm going to shoot the tank.
Alrighty, make a shot.
Yeah.
God,
All right.
I'm gonna give you some of my luck.
Well, this is combat, so I can't use luck.
Yeah.
You can take 2 shots though.
First shot's a complete miss.
Okay.
We're ready
Come on.
for you.
All right, here it goes.
Big money. Big money.
I just miss.
So it nicks the tank, but ricochets, and you continue moving up. The creature will begin moving up. Anybody on top side have a weapon they want to bring to bear?
Oh yeah,
These
I'm
creatures-
shooting down if
these
I see
creatures
that.
are within 30 or 40 feet of you.
Well, I'm shooting down if I see it coming up behind Scraps.
Feel free.
I'll try to angle it so that he's not in the line of fire. All right.
Wise choice.
3 shots.
Would
yeah.
you rather do that or shoot the tank, Jocko? What is your
Ooh,
first
no.
instinct?
Well, if it looks like the creature's about to land on Scraps,
It is about to take off.
okay,
In full.
Oh.
So,
then I'm just gonna unload onto that tank if I can.
alrighty, fire away. You can take 3 shots at it.
Boom.
Perfect. Perfect. I love it.
2 of those shots hit out of 3.
Very good. Please roll your dice on them. Please roll your damage. And as long as you roll more than 3 points on one of the dice, it will ignite. Okay.
A 6 and a 9.
I think at this point, the Mythbusters might want to take control of this and point out that I'm not sure this actually works the way we think it does, but I'm not positive. So we're going to pretend it works the way we
I think that clip that I had armor-piercing rounds on it. I think that's...
Okay. Okay.
I was gonna say, I also love like the moment where it's just sort of like, well, let's talk about whether or not it would actually light a tank,
Yes.
while the giant cockroach things are busting through the door. It's sort of like, I think we can.
Perfect. So, so the tank ignites and envelops all the roaches down there, and everything in the hall, and a good deal of fire. And Scraps, you in fact will take 2 points of fiery damage too, because it billows upward as well as outward.
It looks very cinematic until he's overwhelmed by the flame.
Yeah.
All right. When we get up there, I'm gonna pull up my shirt and do I see anything?
Scraps gets up topside and begins looking at his naked chest. his
Oh
belly.
shit!
Guys,
Not this again.
You don't
no.
you don't see anything.
All right. Keep an eye on me if
Was it the MRE? Was it the
I'm-
Salisbury steak?
I'm really hoping it was just some bad bear.
There is
Don't you
there
dare
is a,
besmirch the name of Salisbury steak. How dare you?
No, I
Listen.
honestly, I think it's a little bit of that haggis coming back on me.
All right.
So there is you've got the heliport in front of you, the helipad. There's also a door coming out that you assume is the top of the stairwell. And as you were checking Scraps out, he's checking himself out. The door opens and you see a man standing there in I can't say it any other way, a government suit with some sort of 9mm hanging by his side from an arm that looks like it's kind of bloody. And he looks you over and goes, "Who the hell are you people?"
We.
This-
Yeah, no, go for it.
You were talking first. Go for it.
Oh, great. I'm gonna go. We are getting out of here is who we are. I think that's really the sort of the prescient business. I think is really all the more I think that we have to go over.
Look, the important point is here, we're not cockroaches, all right? So you want to ride, you put that gun down, you can come with us. Otherwise, you might want to go back down those stairs.
He says, "Have you got a ride coming?"
Yeah. Maybe. Why?
Because I don't think mine's going to make it.
Well,
Well, like I said, you can come with us. You got to put that thing down, though.
I'm gonna take my mashed potato bomb out and be like, if you're good, and I'm just gonna kind of like talk to him with that. I'm like, if you're good, you could come with us. And I'm
His
like,
eyes go wide.
I'm
Yeah.
just like, so I'm just saying, let's just be chill. We'll be
He
fine.
ejects the clip and unchambers the one in the barrel, and
Cool.
says, "I'd like to keep the gun. Guns are expensive, but I have
Yeah.
disarmed it."
It's not one of those cheap Chinese knockoffs your boys had.
No, this is not cheap Chinese. This is good stuff.
I kind of want to like.
This
I
is
want
a
to.
Ruger.
I want to pick up the barrel, like the bullet that he like discharged, hand it back to him, and then just kind of like have him like peek over the little like where the winch was, and just be like, you should probably hang on to that.
He-
Like, just-
He takes it
Act-
from you and pockets it, and he looks over the edge at what you're pointing at, and then he looks back at you, Tom, and goes, and puts his finger on the control panel and closes the roof.
That's what I was getting ready to try to do.
And I just go,
In the background, Scraps is crawling over to the.
right, yeah, exactly. And Tom just goes, astute. It was a test. You can be trusted.
He says, so I can ride with you, no questions asked. We go our separate ways afterwards.
Oh, I didn't say anything about that.
Look,
Let's-
none of us should be here. We all know that.
Let's put it this way. We won't have any
We won't
questions.
ask you any questions.
We will have no questions for you.
Now,
That's correct.
do I? Does he have any sort of look about him that I might recognize from another organization we have?
You haven't seen this guy before. He's not someone you've seen.
But he's kind of nondescript in his clothing, so it wouldn't.
He absolutely looks like a Fed of some sort. But it's hard, everybody that works for the government isn't a bad guy.
Fair.
Just want to go on record and say that.
That is fair. That is fair.
Yeah, they're just trying to get rid of a little roach problem. That's all.
You have a unique perspective on the employees of the U.S. government, Scraps.
Well, yeah, I do.
I mean, fair. That's fair.
All right. Well, at this point is that awkward point where I'm looking at my watch.
Yeah, it says 3 minutes, and at that point, you actually can hear the blades of what sounds like a helicopter. The door that he came from, you can hear something clattering at it, and you see something like the handle's jiggling, like something's trying to operate the handle.
Yeah, shit.
Good. Good.
More important.
Go ahead. Is there a way to secure that handle or secure the door?
What would you be looking for?
Like a control panel like we've seen before?
Yeah, those don't have a control panel for them. The
Okay.
stairs were open access.
Is there something to prop against the handle?
Make me a luck roll.
All right. Come on, big money, big money. 65.
You still are a very lucky man, Jocko.
He
And
is.
yes, there is.
Sweet. I want to grab it.
You see a pallet. It's a wood pallet, and you can jam it up so that it's hard to get the thing right.
Yep. I knock the bottom with my foot a few times, and there you go. Run back to the helipad.
And you run back to the helipad. You can see the helicopter coming in, probably a minute out, and you can hear these dagger-like claws punching through the door, trying to get through the door since they can't open the door, and they're making pretty big holes in it. The helicopter banks around and comes in looking to land. You see the helicopter is painted white and it's got a clown face on it. And it says Rodeo Jack's Air Circus. And it's got this big nose, this clown with this big red nose and a cowboy hat on. Like
they did say something about circus coming to town.
Yeah.
And as it touches down, you hear the door finally burst open.
Everybody in?
All right, quick question. How am I feeling?
You're still feeling pretty rough. Like really, I want to say you've almost on the cusp of kidney stones, but
I'm not feeling any movement. Just
you
feeling
don't feel
pain.
any movement. And having watched Dane and one other person go through this, you don't think that is happening to you.
All right.
Good. Good.
It's just
All right.
yes.
I'm gonna prop myself on the edge of the seat, so
Okay.
if I
That's fair. I applaud your initiative. So is everybody running for the helicopter, or is anybody doing anything about what might be a bug coming through the door?
Oh, we're going for the helicopter.
Right for the helicopter.
I think that's
Okay.
priority.
All right,
hobble.
everybody rushes to the helicopter and tumbles in and piles in. Jocko, as you sit down, you can see that a bug has emerged from the door and is making a beeline on it with its wings towards the copter.
Son of a
Where you
bitch.
are.
Yep.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna shoot it.
Alrighty, fire away.
To
You
make
can
sure
take
I'm
3.
strapped in. Yep, taking 3. First one misses. Second one's 04.
That's good.
And last one's a 41, also hits.
Alrighty.
2 hits.
Roll your damage. That's 3 for each dice.
Yeah, yeah. It's 7 and 9, so it's 4 and 6.
Very nice. You clip it pretty bad on one of its wings, and one of its wings actually kind of gets sheared off. And so while it's in mid-flight, it loses control and actually goes into the chopper wings, the chopper blades, and gets sheared up and chopped up by it. And
Gnarly.
Dane and Jocko, who are on that side of the chopper, get covered in bug goo from above.
Make sure it doesn't get into my orifices.
No, it's not like that. Yeah, it's
It's
just
in my raccoon wounds.
yeah.
It's just for gross flavor.
Fantastic.
And the guy that is accompanying you actually gets into the co-pilot seat with the chopper pilot.
Seems like we
And
picked up
begins-
someone fairly handy.
Begins strapping in. The
All right.
chopper lifts off and begins to slowly move away. There is some scattered gunfire from down at the parking lot level at the chopper, and you can hear bullets here and there pinging off of it with a particularly well-placed shot, but nothing of any substance to you because you're so far away. And the chopper is moving away and banks one last time so that you can kind of see the camp and what's going on and the fire that's raging out of the garage still. Jocko, make me a spot hidden roll.
Oh,
Oh, that's a 98. No.
Okay, so you spot this when it's no longer hidden. and it is one of these bugs that's flying straight into the compartment with the group, and it lands in the compartment with your group. It's right there. What are y'all doing? We're going to start with Jocko because he's the fastest.
I think I'm gonna try to shoot it.
Right there with everybody on top of you. I have to warn you. I'm not saying it's a bad idea, but I do have to warn you, if you miss, this is a bad place to miss gunfire.
Yeah. Can I try to brawl it instead? Try to kick it out?
Absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna try to do that.
It lives to fight hand to hand.
oh my God! This thing has hands.
So it's got little hooks.
So it flew in here, you know?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Is there any way that I can position myself so that I try to kick it towards the propeller blades?
So
Is that even possible?
You'd have to kick it out of the cabin.
Yeah,
right?
correct.
So you're in the back part of this Huey, the 4 of you, and it's standing in the middle of the 4 of you, having just landed. I'm giving you an opportunity to do something before it gets an opportunity to do something.
Shit. Fudge. Is there anybody behind him? Like if I were to shoot it,
Yeah.
can I angle?
Dane.
So can I angle in such a way that I'm shooting out the door that it came through?
You would have to move and position yourself that way, which you can attempt to do.
Okay.
But you will be at disadvantage on your shot.
Okay.
Because of the fact that you're trying to maneuver around in the cabin. Yeah.
Sure,
So what
sure.
I'm seeing, just to lay it out, I'm seeing basically you have four parts to this cabin, right? So I've got Dane in the back on the pilot side. I've got Jocko in the front on the pilot side, Tom in the back on the non-pilot side, and Scraps in the front on the non-pilot side.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna do that? Okay.
Yeah.
Take your shot at disadvantage.
How many shots can I get off?
You may take up to 3.
First shot, it's either a 30 or a 34.
That's good.
Makes it. Second shot, 26 or a 24.
You're rolling well. Jocko
Damn.
seems to be destined.
100 or 39. So third shot misses.
Alrighty. Third shot did worse than miss. Alrighty.
Should I
So
roll?
roll your damage for the first 2 shots, taking off 3 from each.
All right. First one does nothing, but the second one rolled a 10, so that's 7.
Alrighty, so 6. Alrighty. Next we are to Tom Jones.
So this thing took a little bit of damage.
It has been hit.
And what side has the door that we got in? Is it my side opposite the pilot? So the non-pilot side?
So the Huey has side doors that just slide open and close, and they're big.
Right.
They're like 8 feet.
Yeah.
So that's how you got in.
I assume, but I assume if this thing flew in, then one of the doors is at least still open.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was Jocko's side, because that was the side everybody kind of piled in through.
Okay. I think that's the same side I'm on, is on the same side as Jocko.
No, you're on the side with Scraps.
Perfect then. Even better. He's probably going to say something along the lines of like, I don't like being on the right-hand side. And I've seen better days. I literally have 2 health points and 14 sanity remaining. If this thing is even slightly injured, he's just going to go, everybody out! And I'm going to literally bodily like spear tackle this thing out of the helicopter. I'm just going to take it with me.
You're jumping out of the helicopter?
I'm going to tackle it out of the plane.
Okay. So make me a brawl roll.
Shall do. Which fortunately is my good skill. And
look at Dane.
Of all the times for me to roll well, that's a 12 out of 40.
Nice.
That's really nice. Yeah. So
is Dane actually frozen? Or...
I can't tell if Dane...
Perfect.
So Tom Jones, long ago when you were young Tom Jones, before you learned about heroin and liquor and lounge singing, you actually played the sports balls.
That was a
and
time.
You channeled that just for a moment here and hit this creature with a perfect tackle, taking it out the window. And so here's my question. Dane, Tom Jones is throwing himself out the doorway. You have a chance to actually grab his ankle or leg if you want to try.
I'm gonna grab this crazy man.
Okay. It is going to be a dexterity roll at half to grab him.
Okay. I gotta say, Tom, your odds are not looking good here.
That's all right.
A 13 out of my dexterity is 40, so 20 was the
Very
goal.
good. So he goes flying out without a care in the world, and you grab him by the hem of his leopard skin velour pants. Is that what?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, they are gross to touch, but you do hang on.
they will stick to you.
Tom Jones is hanging there by one leg in the open air, and you can see the bug has been thrown out and it begins trying to get its wings going so it can fly. So we've got multiple things happening. It is going to fly back at you. Dane, you're going to have to hold on to Tom. Scraps and Jocko, you can actually take an action. Scraps, I'm going to let you go first because you didn't get an action kind of in the last set of actions. What do you want to do?
Yep. All right. I'm just going to, I got that pistol. I still got a couple shots in it. I'm going to take them.
So I need to point out before you do that, because this may affect your decisioning, that Tom Jones's pants are not looking like they are top flight rugged. And even though Dane's got a great hold on it, it's velour, Scraps. I mean, velour, and it's not.
And there's a giant hole in me.
And this is like forever. This is like Forever 21 velour. So it's more of a tissue paper than it is anything.
So shooting is a more than reasonable action. I'm just making sure you understand other things that are going on.
Then that's fair. I'll leave it to Jocko. He's got a better shot than me, and I'll lunge out and grab another handful of material, or try to grab his ankle.
Yeah, you can grab his ankle or his shoe or something. So make me a dexterity roll. Make me a dexterity roll. Yours is at full because you're not all beat up like Dane is.
Nope. Can I burn like 14?
I'll
burn 14 luck.
All righty, great choice. Scraps, you have burned a lot of luck this game. But
yeah, I have.
That's not honestly, that doesn't surprise me.
Would you say that's not unusual?
That's not unusual.
All right, he gets points back.
Get him at least a couple sanity back for that one.
I was gonna say,
Nice.
Scraps, let's go.
So,
Like, just-
Yeah, so Scraps, you've got a hard hold on his ankle
All
with
right.
your meaty workman's hands. So he's in probably pretty good shape. Jocko.
And
All right. They've got him, but they haven't pulled him in yet.
They haven't pulled him in, and the bug is banking on his and getting ready to come back for another run at you.
Okay. All right. I get into position to shoot, and as I'm doing so, I'm yelling, "Hit him in and close that door!"
So as you're getting ready to shoot, a hand pushes you to the side up against the back of the chair, and it's the guy that you picked up. And he
Okay.
points his gun out with his one freaking bullet and fires it.
It's Tom Jones right in the ass. No.
He does hit and he does some damage. So, but
All
then he
right.
looks at you and goes, "I'm out. It's all you," and goes back into the pilot's chair.
Thanks, bub.
so helpful, Mr. Government Man.
All right. Am I still at disadvantage or am I regular?
Oh no, you're at regular now because
Okay.
he's not in the cabin with
All
you.
right. 37, 91, and 69. So that's one hit out of 3. All right.
All right. I declare that we
That's-
call him Agent Barney Fife.
That's 9 damage, so 6 damage.
6. You hit it and it spirals down and plummets into the darkness.
Ooh.
Well done.
And then
you
I,
can
I click it one more. Look, I'm out. That's the clip right there. It's gone.
Nice. And you can hear the pilot going, "Close the door, y'all."
Well, getting to it.
You hear him on the radio. He's like, This is Rodeo Jack. I am coming in with the load.
Figaro.
USS Kitty Hawk. This is Figaro. This is Figaro flight. I am coming in. Do I have clearance? And you hear a very official sounding Navy person say, "This is USS Kitty Hawk. We have clearance to land."
Perfect. Perfect.
Anyway, it's going to be about an hour flight. He's got to get you off the coast to where the Kitty Hawk is. And so that hour goes long. Scraps, your stomach's hurting bad. It's getting worse as the flight's going on. And you begin kind of leaning over in pain. And you get to the point where y'all can see the Kitty Hawk. Like if you're looking up through the front canopy, you can see the lights of the Kitty Hawk in the ocean along with its support vessels around it. And Scraps, you are pretty sure that this is the time that all of a sudden it becomes unbearably difficult for you to keep the pain in.
You got
And
that
everybody, you
quarantine
can
team.
see Scraps grimacing something fierce.
I tap the pilot and say, "Got that quarantine team on standby because we're gonna need it."
Scraps, what are you doing?
I'm pulling up my shirt. I'm basically, if they see it, cut me. Cut me,
Okay.
Mick.
Is anybody ready to cut him?
I mean, I
Yeah.
have my knife, but do we see it?
You don't see it yet.
All right. As
I'm
soon as we
asking if
see
you're
it,
ready for it.
ready,
Yeah.
ready, Freddy. As soon as we see it.
Scraps, you feel like in your abdomen, you don't see anything, but it feels like that's the place. Are you going to push on it to try to do something?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm trying to see if there's anything going on there.
Scraps pushes on his abdomen, and all of a sudden, he has this huge explanation of gas, and you feel better, Scraps. Oh, that's a shame. So Scraps passes perhaps the largest and most epic gas that Call of Cthulhu has ever seen.
I like the idea that it starts out like you're letting air out of a balloon very slowly, and then it becomes letting go of a balloon in a room. Like just-
And
Like the
Rodeo
visual
Jack.
of everybody with a knife.
Rodeo Jack touches down the clown copter onto the USS Kitty Hawk, and y'all are immediately taken into quarantine.
We open the door. Get that,
Yeah, it
get
is.
some
It
of
is
that
bad.
downwash.
It is bad.
Yeah.
But it's
I'm
not as
gonna-
bad as it could have been.
In Tom Jones fashion, using lyrics, he's like, we did it with these hands, and then he just like sees his right hand and like freaks out one last time.
He's got a thing with hands.
Your companion immediately says, he tells him his name is John Anderson, and he is with the Treasury Department, and holds up his ID and kind of checks himself into quarantine along with the rest of you.
Thank you very much,
right.
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
And Rodeo Jack wishes y'all best, pops back into his clown copter, and takes off. As the
Thanks.
clown copter banks away from the Kitty Hawk, you see one last time him with his hat and his big red nose.
Thanks.
And
Rodeo Jack.
on the side of the copter, he doesn't drive like that.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
He totally should.
It's just a picture of him.
That would be the best Uber ever.
He's flying away, tipping his hat with a nose, and it matches the picture on the side of the helicopter.
Yes. So anyway, they'll take you into medical care, debrief you, and you will go through the regular post-mission process with the home office and their assets, and you have completed Snowcrash.
I can't believe we all
Congratulations.
lived. I cannot believe we lived.
So
Yeah.
Despite your best
curiosity-
I
efforts.
was gonna say, despite my best effort.
So this is our stop for the night. Congratulations.
Nice.
Thank you for playing. Hope you enjoyed it. As a
It's good times.
personal question, I would love to go around the table and find out where everybody is from a hit point standpoint, because I don't track that at all. So I have no idea how bad this is for you.
Fair.
Let's go ahead and do that. We got to do the YouTube statement first. So Fen, if you can do the YouTube statement, and then we'll do our going away talk, and we'll do the hit points as part of that.
Yeah, for sure. Don't forget to subscribe to the Games Tavern YouTube channel right now. Subscribing is free, and you don't miss any of the action or access to all of the shows and content. Your likes and positive comments on the videos help future adventurers find out about our shows.
Very good. Thank you. So before we terminate this year's data feed, let's have our cast recap who they are, where you can find them, and how many hit points their character was at the end. We'll start with Scraps.
Hi, I'm Bill. You can find me at Grumpy Lizard 42 on Twitch and a few other locations like Twitter. I played Scraps, the hillbilly hobo, this evening, and I ended up with 6 hit points left.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Very good. Fen.
Hello, everyone. My name is Fen Bowman, and I have been playing Dane Prastic, the non-binary paranormal investigator and journalist. You can find me on Twitter at Puppy Plants or on Twitch at OnlyFens. And I ended the game with 2 hit points.
Wow. Okay. Jocko.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jose. You can find me on Twitter at Jedge Ortiz Art. All my links are there. I do artwork, fantasy artwork mostly. Jocko ended the night with 6 out of 12 hit points.
Nice. Dished a lot of damage tonight, Jocko, and over the last 4 sessions.
Yeah.
Get him an MP5 and
And lastly, Sean.
I'm Sean Krellin, otherwise known as Ego Von Hubris. You can find me on most social media as Ego Von Hubris, and by most social media, I pretty much just mean Facebook and Instagram. I was playing the part of Tom Jones. I came into this with dubious sanity and minimal hit points, and I left with much like Dane, 2 hit points and 14 sanity out of 60. So like we're doing hanging on by a thread.
Nice. Very nice.
a thread of velour.
Oh, a thread of velour, a thread of paper thin velour.
That was a very heroic action, which usually should get you killed.
I was gonna say, which I was just sort of like, look, he's completely insane. He has no hit points. He's gonna die. It's fine. I don't even know how he's gonna land with
The
it.
universe said no, he's not.
I was gonna say, and then
I heard
and
the epic music and then the record scratch.
Oh yeah, like Chariots of Fire was playing as I left, and then it was very hard pullback at the end. That was like, no.
Yeah, then we caught you and we said, what the hell's wrong with you, you ding dong?
So I'm David Quick. I've been the keeper tonight, and you can find me as at notorious_GMD on Twitter, and I'm on Facebook. You can find the Omega Files on Facebook. That's probably the best place to find us. It's the Omega Files. You can also find us on the TGT Discord, but we do lots of things and post interesting things on Facebook. Before we go, Ego has a final bit of data feed for us.
I want to give, we all want to give a big shout out and a massive round of applause to our Omega Control, our technical specialist, Jack Kelling, making wonder happen behind the scenes. Can't thank him enough. Definitely check out his Etsy page as well. He makes fantastic little miniatures, well worth the checkout on that. Don't forget to take a look at Dirty Deeds on Wednesday, Whiskey, Magic, and Destruction on Thursday, and a big, huge thank you to all of you for tuning in and helping us shape this event. We do this for you, and we look forward to your continued feedback and participation. Even though this is sort of the last one for the year, we literally we wouldn't do this without you, and we can't do it without your input. So it really just makes the whole thing, the whole situation, so much better. So thank you so much for joining us and being with us on that.
Absolutely. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us on our first year here on Twitch on the Games Tavern. This has been the Omega Files, Modern Age Call of Cthulhu, and this has been for 4 weeks Snow Crash. Next week we will be off air. We will not broadcast anymore for 2022, and we are currently mulling over what 2023 is gonna be for us. So everyone have a great holiday season. Be safe, enjoy yourselves, and until the next time that we all see each other, this is the Omega Files cast and crew signing off. Be seeing you.